I am sorry. Are you okay?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Hey Daddy, this a dollar beat.
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like you straight up and down, no really no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
I can Canelo had the biggest deal. Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com. BoxingVoice.com.
All the guys want, I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather. I was trying to fight every fighter. I sacrificed a lot
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
to get to where I got to.
What do you bring to the table?
Let's get this on. Let's do it. Well, it's like this. Wait.
All right, that's it. Hold on. Bernard, everybody calm down.
Man, you know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I sacrificed a lot.
BoxingVoice.com.
To get to where I got to.
BoxingVoice.com.
What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, solo, dolo, Scarface, no Manolo, but we're back to talk another episode. This time we're going to be talking the thoughts of Hall of Famer Tim Bradley. Hall of Famers, right? Hall of Famers Tim Bradley, Chris Algieri, and Paulie Malignaggi, along with George Jakovich, the cast over at Showbox. Shout out to the Showbox crew as a network, putting on great fights on Wednesdays. Shout out to them as an app, and shout out to them as a commentating team, because Tim Bradley, Paulie Malignaggi, and Chris Algieri certainly gave us some things to talk about. Paulie continues to show that he quite possibly could be Devin Haney's biggest hater. I mean, this guy might end up being Devin Haney's nemesis without actually fighting, right? Like, wow, I didn't know it stemmed that deep. But let's get right into it. They're asking the question, is Mayweather still good for boxing? And it was an intriguing question. They're insinuating that Mayweather will steal the pay-per-views of Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis because he's the bigger fight. Tim Bradley is actually insinuating that maybe, just maybe, Floyd Mayweather is doing this out of spite. But look, no need for me to talk. Let's get to the audio. And this is Malignaggi on Pro Box with George Jakovich and crew.
First of all, Haney and Prograis shouldn't be a pay-per-view, and on any planet, and any stratosphere, any time zone, and anything. That's on them if they want to make it a pay-per-view. I think they have the better show, but making it a pay-per-view, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. But my first question, first of all, Haney and Prograis shouldn't be a pay-per-view, and on any planet, and any stratosphere, any time zone, and anything. That's on them if they want to make it a pay-per-view. I think they have the better show, but making it a pay-per-view, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. But my first question, first of all.
So that's the first bit of Paulie. Obviously, given his thoughts, he doesn't feel that, Haney and Regis belongs on pay-per-view, and he's not alone. There were a lot of people that believed the same thing, that were shocked to find out that Haney and Regis would end up on pay-per-view, especially on DAZN, a platform that tried to insinuate that they were done with pay-per-view. But we do have a poll here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where I hope you've made us your choice and have subscribed to the notification bell so you do get notified every time we go live, because this is our second time going live today, scheduled every day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern. We go live twice a day talking boxing. Our poll, Floyd to steal pay-per-views from Haney versus Regis Prograis. Is Floyd Mayweather still good for boxing? 11% believe Mayweather the best thing for boxing. 64% believe Mayweather blocks people's shine. 9% Floyd is great as a promoter. 9% believe that. 16% it's not stealing if they buy it, meaning, is he really stealing pay-per-views from Devin? If people are actually choosing to buy choosing to buy Floyd's over Devin, right? Is it really stealing from? They have the choice. But we have a little bit more audio. We will be taking calls in just a bit. The number to call, 1-425-569-5241. And here we have some more audio off that show. Remember to go to ProBox. If you haven't already, subscribe to their channel. Download their app as they put on boxing for us every Wednesday. Here is more thoughts from Paulie.
Haney Prograis in denial about being on pay-per-view. That's going to cost them their own money in their own pocket. Whoever's putting on that pay-per-view is going to lose money. That's a guarantee. Especially if you're going up against Mayweather. Despite the fact that I am more interested in Haney versus Prograis. It's sort of a good swan song. Mayweather has been one of the more lucrative fighters, if not the most lucrative fighter Showtime has ever had. I mean, we can argue with Mike about it being Mike Tyson as well. Different market at that time, obviously, with pay-per-views being more costly nowadays and whatnot. But nonetheless, I think it's a fitting swan song they use Mayweather to go. I mean,
So Paulie seems to think, hey, Mayweather is Showtime. Showtime is Mayweather. When you think of Showtime boxing, you think of Mayweather. So it would be fitting for Showtime to give Mayweather that last date to go out with a bang. I guess, they could have found a better date, though, right? At the end of the day, they could have found a better date that doesn't force fight fans to choose from two different fighters that they probably love or love to at least watch. But we have some more audio that I'd like to share with you. And this is Tim and Paulie sprinkled with a bit of Algeria.
Interesting. I mean, at this point, now people have to decide which pay-per-view they're going to watch or steal, I guess, if you want to.
Come on, Paulie.
I love that. At least he kept it real.
Interesting. I mean, at this point, now people have to decide which pay-per-view they're going to watch or steal, I guess, if you want to.
Come on, Paulie. You know that Mayweather's doing this out of spite. You know that Mayweather's doing this out of spite, bro. You know this is his MO.
So Paulie's insinuating that we'll have to steal, and Tim is insinuating that Mayweather's doing this out of spite.
Interesting. I mean, at this point, Now people have to decide which pay-per-view they're going to watch or steal, I guess, if you want to.
Come on, Paulie. Paulie, you know that Mayweather's doing this out of spite. You know that Mayweather's doing this out of spite, bro. You know this is his MO.
Undoubtedly, but of course, but I don't. Here's why I don't know it's necessarily spite, because Haney Prograis. I mean, I don't think Mayweather has an issue with Haney. First of all, I think the Haney kind of came up in his gym. But second of all, who the hell would ever think Haney Prograis would be a pay-per-view? I mean, that in itself, he couldn't sell.
He's going hard on Haney and Prograis being on pay-per-view, but let's let him go straight through.
Prograis would be a pay-per-view. I mean, that in itself, he couldn't sell a Lomachenko pay-per-view that well. I mean, and Lomachenko pay-per-view was a bigger fight. So you're not going to sell.
Mayweather wants to continue to show, Paulie, that he is still the man, period.
Yeah.
Tim is saying that Mayweather just want to continue to show that he's still the man.
Mayweather wants to continue to show, Paulie, that he is still the man, period.
Yeah, but that's it. But he won't go head-to-head against a Canelo pay-per-view. He'll go head-to-head against a Haney pay-per-view. The guy
he's also got a new whiskey to sell. So
yeah,
there's always that.
So obviously, Paulie challenging Mayweather, daring him damn near to go against Canelo. You know, you're going against Devin Haney and Regis. Why don't you go against Canelo? And actually, Paulie says he won't go against Canelo.
He's still the man, period.
Yeah, but that's it. But he won't go head-to-head against a Canelo pay-per-view. He'll go head-to-head against a Haney pay-per-view. The guy
he's also got a new whiskey to sell. So
yeah,
there's always that. Money Mayweather is a brilliant marketer, and there's a reason he does everything.
Whiskey and wine, according to these three gentlemen. If you watch this whole episode, there's also a wine that will have a French name. The French name is basically Money Wine or Money May Wine in French. So, like, that's that.
New Money Whiskey, right?
New Money Whiskey. Now he's good.
So the wine is New Money Wine in French.
Getting promoted.
Interesting. I mean,
so those are the three clips. This is what we're discussing. Is Mayweather good for boxing? Yes or no? I don't know that it's that simple. Obviously, we were able to witness what he was able to do for Carmel in just one fight. Carmel gained, 300,000, I think it was, subscribers, and or 30,000 subscribers. Got a whole bunch of popularity, is back on another pay-per-view after, debuting on a pay-per-view. Media is calling him Tank 2.0. I mean, can any other promoter give you that level of hype? I don't know. But Tim Bradley, Chris Algieri, George Jakovich, and Chris Algieri are asking, is Mayweather still good for boxing? And I thought that was a great conversation to have here where we actually take calls and really interact with the people, right? So they're alleging Floyd is going to basically sabotage Haney Prograis by dividing a audience and getting them to buy his pay-per-view rather than Haney Prograis pay-per-view. What do you believe? The number to call, 1-425-569-5241. You can use Twitter Spaces or Discord to call in from anywhere in the world. If it's a long-distance thing, we can definitely use those two avenues, and our landline is available as well for anyone that wants to call in. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and let's talk some boxing.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
We got Supermex in Texas. What's up?
What's good, Ness? What's good?
Good afternoon, champ.
Yo, man, Paulie kind of didn't come out and directly say it, but Mayweather's kind of a bully. Let's call it what it is. You picking a fight with the little dudes, but you're not gonna go up against Canelo. You know, we talk all this noise about
I mean,
Canelo losing his.
Didn't he go right before Canelo though? Like August 28 with McGregor? Like he did it to
That's what I'm
Canelo
saying.
too.
But he ain't going head up. What he's saying, you ain't gonna go head up with him. We talk all this noise about Canelo lost his dates. Floyd ain't never came back for him. That McGregor fight could have went on Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean? Put it at MGM. So Floyd got that and I love Floyd. You know, Floyd, we all miss him. Let's keep it real. Boxing, even Canelo's fights, they haven't been the same since Floyd been gone. But Floyd is like that little kid dude that he's got that only child syndrome, dog. Floyd the type of dude, he's like that kid that'll blow out somebody else's birthday candles at the birthday party. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and especially for someone who, when Floyd blew up, it was because of, the way he felt mistreated and didn't feel like he got the proper attention and promotion he deserved. For him to come out and do that, especially against a guy like Haney, who we all correlated with Floyd and has modeled himself after Floyd, at least from a business perspective. Kind of shitty, man. Like I said, but I also, on the other hand, I can't be mad at anybody for turning down millions and millions of dollars, man. Floyd ain't done. Floyd's gonna get a big check. Showtime knows they're gonna get a decent buy rate out of this. I'll say decent. And why not go out with the big middle finger to the zone? I mean, fuck it, you're going out anyways, right? Why not?
I mean, probably because the rumors are, according to many, that Al is trying to get a deal with the zone. So why would you, fuck with their money if you're trying to get their money?
I mean, that's also true, but it's hard to say at this point. Like I said, the next 2 months till we really get some clarity on what's going on with PBC is going to be interesting. But yeah, man, Floyd got that only child syndrome, dog. It's somebody else's birthday, he want to make the wish. You know what I'm saying? He need to let these. He had his moment, and he had a moment that I don't know that anybody will ever top. I mean, it's going to take a very special star to do what Floyd did, especially in this day and age. So, man, you're always going to be the king, bro. Just go out as the king. But that's all I really got, champ.
All right. That is Supermax. I mean, and he did say one thing that makes sense. What is Floyd gonna do? Say no to money that people are, throwing at him? I got Ronald in Vermont. What's up? Ronald. What up, champ?
Yo, what's good, man? Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yo, this is Modern Kings Boxing. Yeah, this is Ronald from Vermont. You know what, man? I grew up watching Floyd. I watched him get his money. I watched him do everything he needed to do for the sport. But the one thing I have not watched him do was give back to the entire boxing community. He gave back to PBC. He gave back to he nurtured Tank. He nurtured Tank. I remember when Floyd got Tank that little Jeep. Tank was out here in the streets with his little Jeep. And then Floyd took him under his wing again, even though he was banging on his daughter or whatever he was doing to Floyd's daughter. But guess what? It's all loyalty, only with Floyd. It's only loyalty with Floyd. Floyd don't give a fuck about nobody but Floyd and PBC. Because guess what? They owe him money. So if anybody think that fight is better than Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, you a man fan. Real talk. You're not a real boxing head. Because I'm not even like a complete 100% boxing head. Because it's hard to be a boxing head for all of the fights around the country, around the globe. But like dealing with that dude, you basically are just a man fan. He's not for nobody but him and what he's doing. And that's the problem. Like these boxers need to fight, and people need to give attention to the fight. And he need to not take away from attention from the fight that everybody should want to care about. An undisputed guy fighting a unified, a champion like maybe twice, Regis Prograis, and he's a great fighter. That's the fight everybody should be looking forward to. Same thing with David Benavidez. You notice he's not still in that day though, right? He's not still in that day. He's still in the day away from a young, shining king, a flower that has blossomed and is now giving back. And I hear people talking about it's not a pay-per-view fight. Why isn't it a pay-per-view fight? Devin Haney has proven himself to people time and time again. Regis Prograis has tried to prove himself, and he got a belt back again. So that's what it is, man. Like, Floyd just needs to stop the bullshit. Real talk. That's my call. 1.
Appreciate you. Once again, the
All
number.
right, now, peace.
Once again, the number to call to voice your opinion: 1425-569-5241. Press 1. One time you can use Twitter Spaces or Discord to voice your opinion. I got Nike Hendricks on the check-in. Nike. Nike, you gotta unmute. Nike Hendricks on Twitter, you gotta unmute. In the meantime, in between time, while we wait for him to connect, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you're on that Twitter space, I need you to retweet. We need to get some more callers over here, or we're going to have an early show. I'm trying to get you through the rest of your work day for my second shifters. Same thing on Discord. You got to request. Nike, you're still muted, my friend. Do you hear me? Yo. All right. Well, he is still muted. I got Supermax with a super chat, $2. He said, still cherry picking opponents, dates, even in retirement. And that is a $2 super chat, insinuating that Mayweather is cherry picking. I mean, look, I ain't gonna hate on the Mikey fight. That's better than the Arturo Gotti fight they was talking about for sure, without a doubt. I prefer, Mayweather exhibition or not to fight Mikey. I got Lids Low, Decatur, Georgia. Yo. Lids Low. What's up? Check. I don't know. I lost you again, champ. Can you jump out, jump back in? I have no clue what's going on with this fucking Twitter today. Hold on, Jay Billy. Give us a sec here. Hopefully that works. Jay Billy, you there? I don't know. It keep disconnecting. You check. You there? Well, that disconnected. And it says we're connected, so I'm not understanding. If anybody's on Twitter can hear me, can you give me like one of those high fives they got or something? One of them hands up, clapping, whatever. Check. Well, the phone line is open for anybody that wants to use that. We got Lids Low on the check-in on that phone line, 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time.
PPV, what happening, man?
What's up, brother?
Hey, now, Twitter tripping, shout out. Something going on.
Yeah,
but
I see.
Can you do me a quick solid and run down both undercards for the fights right quick?
Remember, you got Keith Thurman versus Stanionis and Danny versus Laura. That's the only thing official as of yet.
Okay. That's on Mayweather shit, right?
That's Mayweather, yeah. Then if you talking about Devin, then, Devin's co-main is Andy Cruz versus Hector Dananara. You got the return of Beatrice Ferreira. I could pull it up, but, nothing out of this world either, though.
No. Okay. Cool. I was just asking, just for people who might not know. But this, I ain't gonna try to go in on Mayweather. I ain't tripping on the man doing what the fuck he do. I ain't gonna watch him. I watch the highlights on YouTube or some shit. Now I ain't gonna lie, the other two fights, you know what I'm saying, make you kind of want to watch that shit. So I ain't gonna lie, I probably end up watching both cards. But I don't really care for money. Money had its time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for other people to shine. I know he got a hold on the sport. It is what it is. I get it. But I mean, when it comes to certain shit, I don't know, bro. That nigga just, he money. I guess he gonna do what the fuck he want to do. And they could have picked another date, unless that was the last date available for Showtime. I don't know, but it is what it is. But if I had my choice, if I had a gun in my head and pick one, I'd go to Devin, because I'd rather see Devin than Regis. That shit gonna be fire. People shouldn't count out Regis as much as they do. But anyway, shout out to everybody, man. Y'all call in, Twitter tripping, hit that landline or that goddamn Discord. I'm out the count. Stay up, nigga.
All right, champ. I'm gonna just go ahead and restart that space all completely for anybody that wants to use Twitter Spaces. But we do have our landline available as well as Discord for anybody that wants to rock out. We are asking you, the question is, Mayweather still good for boxing? This is a question that ProBox posed on their show with Tim Bradley, Chris Algieri, and Paulie Malignaggi. Just asking, is Mayweather still good for the sport of boxing? We do have a poll. And on that poll, same question, is he still good? Option 1, Mayweather, the best thing for boxing. Only 12% actually believe that he's the best thing for boxing. Then we have Mayweather blocks people shine. 62% of the voting public believe Mayweather blocks young fighters shine. Then we have Floyd is great as a promoter. 10% believe that. Jay Billy, let me see if this is working now, champ. And then we have, it's not stealing if they buy it. And obviously that is in reference to both pay-per-views going head-to-head. But if they choose to buy Floyd's, is it really stealing from Haney when they chose to purchase it, right? But landline is available. I got Kermit in D.C., Baltimore. What up?
Hey, Ness, I got a question there. So Floyd is fighting the exhibition with Garcia?
With Mikey Garcia, December 9th on Showtime pay-per-view is the heavy rumors.
Okay, and what's the name of them? And you just said the undercard was
Danny Garcia versus Irislandri Laura, and then you have Thurman versus Stanionis.
Okay, but what's the difference from an exhibition and a real fight? Who's fighting and who's exhibitioning?
Floyd's is an exhibition, and it won't go on his professional record, and the other fights are allegedly real fights.
Okay. See, that's okay, man. So Floyd, and that's on they competing. But see, now that's a better watch, man, than Haney. To me, I'm more interested in that. But I definitely want to see Haney fight. Even though I think he's gonna beat Prograis up. But it's just crazy, man. But and I say this, Floyd is a hot dog to me now, man. He needs to get the fuck on down the street, man. Be a promoter and stop doing that shit, competing with these upcoming people, man. Let them get their, flowers or whatever the fuck they call it, man. And get on down there and be a promoter. He can use his influence to promote. He don't have to step out there and just, especially competing with Haney like that, man. That ain't good, man, to me. Thanks, man. Thanks for taking my call.
All right. James Benitez, I see you on Twitter. Let me know if it's working properly, champ, because it doesn't look like it. I feel like people jumping in and out Only Snatch, can one of y'all let me know, is it working? On Twitter, are we working clearly? Anybody connecting? Hello. Nobody on Twitter. All right. All right. All right. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going out to Jay Billy on Discord.
Yo.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Shout out Ness putting in that work. But is Floyd good for boxing? Money wise, yes. He brings revenue to the sport, which isn't a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Legacy wise, like who's up next? I feel like that's when it becomes murky because it's up to the greatest fighter to pass the torch. It's up to the greatest fighter of the generation or the greatest person who's in the greatest athlete at that time to pass the torch on. You know, you had Magic and Bird passed it to Jordan. Jordan passed it down to Kobe. Kobe passed it down to LeBron. When LeBron's done, he'll pass it down to Luca, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Floyd hasn't really came out and said this is the next guy. Even for Tank, you know what I'm saying? All the love and praise that he's given for Tank, he's never said like this is the next me or this is the next cash cow. Is the next guy that's gonna step up and be TBE. You feel me? And he has a ground to stand on for doing that because he beat the guy that was supposed to take the torch from him. He beat the guy that he was supposed to pass the torch to in Canelo. You feel me? So to me, I wish he would have passed the torch to somebody, but somebody has to take it from him too. You feel me, Ness?
Mm-hmm. Can't take it from
Somebody
a
has to
retired fighter.
say that one more time.
Can't take it from a retired fighter.
True. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be given up, but I can't fault him too much because the guy that they thought was gonna take it from him, he beat. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that?
Convincingly.
Who's that?
Washed him. Canelo, Saul. You know
I
what I'm saying? Who
mean,
else?
Thurman is who else? Canelo wasn't with the
Ness.
PBC. Thurman was.
Ness, it's not about who's with PBC, who's with what network. It's about who's up next.
I mean, Canelo also wasn't with a welterweight. That's why that fight was at a catchweight. You know, Thurman was a welterweight. Canelo just was the money fight.
Ness, but what does that have to? Okay, so in that point in time, would you say looking at Canelo and Thurman at that time, 2013, who was up next? Looking at those two, who was going to be the next Floyd? Who was going to step up and be the next Pacquiao?
I mean, Thurman. I was on record saying that. I just look bad because Thurman lost this fight with Pacquiao, but it would be a totally different world if Thurman did everything he did, but also beat Pacquiao.
Ness, even if Thurman beat Pacquiao and took out the old lion, he still wouldn't be on Canelo's level right now.
Maybe, maybe not, but we'll never know.
We'll most definitely never know. But Canelo already he's already been standing on business. He already created his path. He was already walking it. You feel me? Canelo he fought his foe. Thurman never fought his foe.
because
Thurman,
because Floyd didn't fight him. Floyd pushed him
that's
off
not the foe.
on
That's not the
Earl.
foe I'm talking about.
And
That is
that's
not the foe
fine.
I'm
And
talking
that's
about.
fine, but that's the truth. Thurman was the regular, like Devin is the super. Like Tank is the regular, Floyd was the super. You understand? Floyd didn't
But
fight
Ness,
Thurman.
that's not
Floyd told the
what I
world.
mean though.
Floyd told the world Thurman needed to fight Earl when that wasn't the case. Thurman is the number one. He fights the champ, not a dude 14-0.
No, fam. You fight whoever the fans make your nemesis. It doesn't just because they got the super belt and you got the regular doesn't make it doesn't make a nemesis relationship.
It ain't
Why
about a
was
nemesis
Triple
relationship,
G
bro.
why was Triple G Canelo's nemesis?
Why did Jacob get the Triple G fight is the better question.
No.
No.
Why is
No.
Triple G
Why did
Canelo's
Jacobs get
nemesis?
the Triple G fight without having to be a nemesis?
Who?
Daniel Jacobs. Why did he get the Triple G fight without having to be a nemesis?
Hey, he was fooled.
No, because he had the WBA regular and Triple G was the super. And
Okay,
champions
valid.
fight, but Floyd don't. He get to do what he want because of guys like you. Because you sitting
Okay,
here trying to tell us how Thurman isn't the guy, even though he literally was.
damn, this is not what I'm saying. Floyd wasn't the guy for Thurman.
But
Floyd
I'm
wasn't
telling
Thurman's
you,
nemesis.
he
EJ
is.
was
Man,
Thurman's
bro,
nemesis.
I gotta go. You clearly got wax in your ears. You're not listening.
You know it's not a two-way call with Discord, Ness. I can't do that.
Well, I'm trying to let you know, and whenever I'm talking, you obviously not talking. So if you're not comprehending, is more about you and not me. I've already explained why Triple G fought Jacobs, which means Floyd should have fought Thurman. It's just the bottom line. WBA
Ness, you know
supers fight
you're
regulars.
not getting what I'm saying though.
I'm not, because you're saying a lie. You're saying a bald-faced lie.
Ask the
Thurman,
chat, Ness.
bruh,
Ask the
I
chat.
gotta go.
Ask the chat.
Chat. Listen, it don't matter what the chat say. It don't matter what you say. Earl Spence was not Thurman's nemesis. Earl Spence was created by Floyd to avoid Thurman. That's it. Floyd is who he is. The same way he could tell us Carmel is next and 300,000 people follow him, Floyd could tell you that Keith has to fight Earl and 300,000 people believe him. That's not the truth. WBA champion Daniel Jacobs had to fight WBA super champion Gennady Golovkin. Jezreel Corrales had to fight. WBA super champions had to consolidate. The only one that still hasn't consolidated is Tank. The only one that never consolidated was Floyd. When Floyd was said to fight Thurman, he made up the lie about Thurman having to fight Earl, who was 14-0 with no belts. Not a mandatory to Thurman, not next in line to Thurman, just Floyd's favorite fighter who happened to give Floyd a black eye. So Floyd was on him. He was riding him, and he bigged him up. That don't make you a nemesis. That makes you being avoided by Floyd Mayweather. Simple as that. I got some other callers here. Y'all just don't like telling the truth. I don't know why this dude is like sacred to y'all. Like, come on, man. He's just a human being that makes mistakes just like we all do. Shit is insane. Like, I lived through it. You're not about to tell me how someone is someone's nemesis and you don't even know. James, what up?
Yo, what's up, Ness? You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What the fuck he was talking about, man? Like, Keith wasn't a nemesis or whatever, man. Keith was in line, man. Like that whole Earl Spence shit being pushed on Keith was some bullshit back in the day, man. We know that, man. So, in all actuality, man, Floyd did not only duck Keith, we could say, he also ducked Paul Williams and Amir Khan, like we discussed in the earlier show. And all that's some bullshit, man. Floyd does what he wants. Fuck what the chat says, man. That's what these niggas' problem is, man. They don't want to research boxing. They want to just goddamn just listen to what other niggas say that don't really have a voice for themselves. That only want to hide behind the keyboard. Other than that, we've been talking about the Mikey and Floyd thing, man. It's like the biggest rumor that we was trying not to believe or whatever, man. But if that fight's on that card, man, with the Keith and Danny, it actually makes it a better card than Devin, unfortunately. And sorry to say, man, I might fuck around and buy that one, man, because I'm a little intrigued with Mikey and Floyd matchup, even though it's an exhibition. You know, Floyd, man, he's fucking it up for like these young guns that's trying to goddamn build their own lane. And I know Devin, just like Devin was smart enough not to put his fight on the Fury date. If he would have known that Floyd had any interest in the same date, he would have definitely pushed the fight back or found another way to move around it. So I just think that's some fuckery, man, for PBC doing that. With that being said, Ness, man, I'll keep the lines going, man, and thanks for the evening show, man.
All right. Yeah, man. Obviously, based off Haney moving off the Fury and Ngannou date, you can tell he didn't want any competition to give him and Regis, the best possibility to make as much in terms of pay-per-view. Twitter Spaces is down, but we have we have Discord and the landline for anybody that wants to call in and voice their opinion on today's topic. The number to call, 1-425-569-5241. We got a super chat from Negron. He's $2. He says, I, Floyd. I don't know if that's like Spanish, like damn Floyd, I don't know. Then I got Joshua, $5. Mikey just said he's not fighting Floyd. It's false on Ellie's Instagram. Yep, I seen that Robert Garcia said that too, but, maybe hushes the word, right? Maybe he's not allowed to talk. Y'all Twitter haven't been available for 2 days. That's strange, Twigs, because we definitely had a lot of Twitter calls on today's earlier show. But he came right back with another 954 Twigs, $5. He said, you need to make a poll for who won the debate in the calls because you gatelight that caller on some bullshit, but it's the voice of the people. I ain't do nothing to that caller. That caller just doesn't have information. I can't allow someone that doesn't want to Google to just come up and say whatever they want to then do what he just did to you. Now you're tainted. Your mind is tainted. You thought he said something factual when it's not. The facts are when Floyd did his little shenanigans of trying to make Earl important, Earl was 14-0. When Earl first ever in his life called out Thurman, I believe it was in the Las Vegas lobby of Thurman versus Guerrero. Like, what are we talking about? And that was Thurman fighting a dude with one loss, right? Only lost to Mayweather. And let me remind you of something else. Shout out to my man Punch Drunk Boxing. Pacquiao was the super champion and fought Thurman. You understand? It's just Floyd that didn't do what he needed to do. Everybody does what they're supposed to do. Thurman fought Pac, regular versus super. Then Floyd did this same sabotaging to Tio. Remember the June 5th when Tio was supposed to fight Kambosos in Miami. Then Floyd announced his date for Logan, I believe, and Triller pulled out. And he fucked up another young fighter's attempt at stardom. They did it on purpose to sabotage Tio because Punch has the tweet where Leonard Ellerby tweeted the takeover after Mayweather took over. So when Tim Bradley tells you he's spiteful or he's doing this out of spite, Tim Bradley could have a point. And when I tell you that he created Earl to avoid Thurman, maybe Nesta could have a point, but you just not looking. Mad Bent 100, $2, daily dose of Tankwill. Tank, back in the gym. Messiah returns. Yeah, he is. He posted it. Sounded like motherfucking gunshots. Looks like, all right, I wanted to go to the Tank post. This is what he's super chatting about. Tank back in the gym. Broner talking about you making me want to jump on a fight. Broner, man, get that shit together. Playing out here for real, champ. Carlos, what up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Chilling.
Hey, horrible promoter. Horrible. You know why? Because he don't got no stable right now to be promoting. That's why he's 40-something still fighting. That's it. Now, remember him in the thing with Floyd is like in the 2000s, he was kind of like in the middle of the bunch because I consider B-Hop a better champion than him. But, you know, we live in the social media now, and it seems like the dick riding is on a whole nother level. So yeah, man, as a promoter, I mean, I think he kind of handicapped Gervonta Tank. You know, his that's why we had this conversation about the other show, right? Like, who has a better resume? He would have went on by himself. He would have probably had better competition. So yeah, definitely, man. Not good for boxing. De La Hoya did a better job once he retired, obviously. So yeah, man, that's my call.
All right, and for the people asking about the Haney Prograis undercard, remember it's Liam Bottle versus Montana Love. You got Andy Cruz versus Hector Tananara. Ebony Bridges defends her title versus Ariel Mathy. And Beatrice Ferreira and Armani Jones in separate bouts. Those are your undercard fighters for the Haney Prograis pay-per-view. And there you have a little poster for anybody that is interested. That's your fight poster. So far, we do know that Amari Jones is in a good fight versus Quilestro Madera, who just lost a fight to veteran Kevin Newman, from here in Vegas, formerly of the money team, or probably still with the money team. Not really sure. I got Rocky Rodriguez. What up? Rocky. Rocky. All right. Well, here's the tweet from Leonard. So some fan tells Tio, oops, guess you ain't fighting. And, because Tio said, yeah, Mayweather ain't fighting on June 5th. Good try. And he tagged Floyd Mayweather. But Leonard said the takeover. And they took over the date, And they shitted on a young fighter attempting to be great. And remember, Triller had so much planned. We don't know how that would have turned out for Tio, but they even was trying to get J-Lo or had J-Lo, but it was so much BS that fight never happened. Those stars that Triller had aligned for Tio never happened. But Rocky, you there or what?
Yo, you hear me this time, Ness?
Que lo que, Rocky? We hear you.
Dímelo. Yo, it's crazy, man. Mayweather, he's doing that to Devin. Like you said, he did that to Tio. And did he do the same thing to Tank before? I don't remember what fight, but didn't he throw like an exhibition on the same night that Tank was fighting one day, and Tank he got pissed off?
I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
Man,
Not off
I
top.
definitely heard that rumor, but I can't remember what fight it was. Maybe somebody will remember, but I remember like Tank was tight about that. But yeah, it's some grimy shit by Mayweather, but I kind of believe the rumor when Bill was on your show, the way he was speaking about Mayweather, like he was calling him, you know what I'm saying, green and jealous and stuff like that. So I felt like Bill knew something that we didn't know. But to kind of look at like the silver lining, if you want to put a positive spin, if Devin does good numbers, then that's gonna look real good on him. And if he does bad numbers, he got a good excuse. That's probably the only good, you know what I'm saying, that comes out of it. But he taking money out of a young champ pocket at the end of the day, so it's foul, man. But that's all I got. Ness, shout out TBV, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, champ. According to Punch, he said he heard an interview where Ryan Kavanaugh, basically said he didn't want to go against Mayweather, and that's why they backed off the date. Number to call 14255695241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, Twitter Spaces isn't working today, but we do have Discord and our landline. Jay, Colorado, what's up?
Yo, Ness.
What up?
Yeah, man. So you and Jay Benitez, y'all not understanding. Why would Thurman be Floyd's nemesis? Floyd debuted it 10 years before Keith. Earl debuted it 5 years after Keith. Keith took 6 years to get his first title. EJ took 5 years to get his first title. Floyd took 2 years to get his first title. It's levels to this shit. He was saying, hey, bro, go handle that shit. You don't want this shit right here. Prove to me that you can do something.
But
I ain't seen
that's
it yet.
what you're not getting. You still living in a fantasy world. So does Tank gotta prove?
In the fantasy world?
Does Tank gotta prove to Devin anything, or does the regular mean enough?
Gang, they just Ness, it's not about. This is what you getting wrapped up in. I'm not talking about no belts, no regular.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling. See, that's what you don't. You don't listen. When you said who is Thurman's nemesis, I kept repeating over and over. He don't need to be nobody's nemesis. He was the WBA regular, which gave him an automatic shot at the super. You calling in under different names and numbers, trying to make a point that nobody gives two flying fucks about. Because if we do what's right in the sport,
I'm not trying to duck shit, bro. I called in on Discord. There's no two-way call, so I called on the call so me and you can talk back and forth. Don't do that, gang. I'm not trying to hide shit.
If you do what's right, like Gennady did, like Pacquiao did, but
and
we got callers like you. We got callers like you. We got callers like you that's saying it's not right. You saying what Pacquiao and Gennady did, which is fight the other champion, that's not right. They consolidated. That's not right. Was right in your eyes. Was right in your eyes. Let me finish, because that's what you told the audience when you called in. When you called in, you said Floyd was telling them, go handle that because you don't want this. Because that's the weird life you live in. Doing enough by getting the belt, that ain't enough.
This is the life I live in. Ness, can I talk, please? This is the life I live in. You got to prove some shit to me when I'm the top dog. You're not about to eat off my name. So just because when was he supposed to fight Keith?
Champ, I'm not going to answer any of your questions till you tell us what did Jacobs prove to Gennady and what did Thurman prove to Pacquiao. Nothing. They just fought them because they was the regular to the super. You making a whole bunch of shit up and getting yourself agitated, yelling, your throat sore. None of that matters to me. You making shit up.
Look, because you trying to create a narrative.
No, the truth.
I didn't even get
it's
to talk.
The truth.
What?
You are making a narrative. I'm telling you the truth.
No, Ness, Ness, you trying to create a narrative like I'm trying to call in from different numbers. The reason I sent a counterpunch first, I sent my $5.
Can you still hear me?
I hear you, bro. I gave you another free call. I'm
Man,
not
my
even
shit,
going to
I
interrupt
ain't
you,
never,
man.
I ain't never trying to cheat you. Cause I fuck with your platform, so I ain't never trying to take money out your pocket. I called in so we can talk back and forth. Cause on the Discord, when one person is talking, you can't hear. So this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter about the belts to me. This is what I was talking about. EJ was always Keith's nemesis. When was Floyd supposed to fight Keith?
God.
When? Look. So he beat Canelo. Was he supposed to fight Keith after he beat Canelo? Yo,
I'm not going to waste your call,
am I still
champ.
on?
You are on. I'm just not going to
Okay, so
interrupt you.
after Canelo, Floyd fought Maidana twice, Pacquiao, Berto, McGregor. When was he supposed to fight Keith? Why would he be running from Keith? The only thing he ducking from Keith is that ponytail and that oil sheen coming off. Like, come on now, why would he be ducking Keith? Jay Benitez, come on, super chat. Counterpunch back in. We can do this all night. Why would he be ducking Keith? Why would he duck his taco against Keith? What the fuck has Keith done? What the fuck has he done that shows that somebody should fear him? Ain't nobody scared of no fucking Keith. He couldn't even knock out Guerrero. You feel me? You couldn't even knock out my food.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that Floyd
opportunity?
knocked him out. I'm sorry. I didn't know Floyd knocked him out.
He didn't. But if you want a shot at me, you got to do what I do better. You got to do what I do to my opponents better. Show me something. Keith was nowhere near Floyd's level, so how can we call him a nemesis? It doesn't make sense. Just because he's a WBA regular, okay, what the fuck are you doing? It took you 6 years to get a title. It took Floyd 2. It's levels to this shit. That's what I'm talking about. You see where I'm going with this?
No.
So for Floyd to say, go to EJ route, fight him, how is anything bad about that? I've done what I had to do. I've been in this sport 10 years before you. How would you feel if you were stepping on the ground 10 years before a nigga and he come in after 5 years, he feel like he got some due to fight you? What have you done? Think about it. Think about if you working.
I did the same thing Daniel Jacobs did. I did the same thing Daniel Jacobs did to get the fight. I did the same thing Thurman did to get the fight with Pacquiao. You know, I did the same thing Luis Ortiz did to get the fight with AJ. But Luis Ortiz popped positive. You just don't know boxing. That's why I'm not interrupting your call. Just say your piece and I'll move on.
Gang, I know enough. I most definitely know enough. I can tell you that Floyd ain't ducking no Keith.
All right.
I know enough to say Floyd ain't ducking no Keith.
All right. That's the bell, though.
Like, that don't even make sense.
See you later, bro. These kids, man. These young whippersnappers that don't know boxing, bro. It's so weird to me. So check this out. Let's just screen share, man, because, you know, the blind are blind, the dumb are dumb, and the stupid are stupid. It's our job not to let the stupid stay stupid and teach. Cool. Let's go to Floyd. Floyd fought Guerrero in 2013. He became the WBC champ. He went on to fight Canelo. No one is saying that he should have fought Thurman before Canelo. But right here, these two fights, he paid $1.5 million to take these fights from Adrian Broner. These two fights weren't supposed to happen. These two fights were the time where he could have given Thurman a shot. Cool. He didn't give Thurman a shot. What about after Pacquiao? He could have given Thurman a shot there after Pacquiao, right? Even after you got your 2 money grabs from Maidana, right? You could have gave him a shot. Cool. That's 2015. Cool. Let's look at Keith. Keith in 2015 fought Guerrero, right? And that's a common opponent with Floyd. Keith had the WBA. This is March. This is May. So again, no one's asking Floyd to fight Thurman before Pacquiao. We wanted the Pacquiao fight. So 2 months later, after Keith beats Robert Guerrero and the world sees what Keith do, right? And remember, Keith made a huge name for himself. He had over 5 million people watching. He had a hematoma on his head, and he still got the win in an exciting, super exciting fight. Cool. Mayweather goes on to fight Pacquiao in a boring fight, a fight that disappointed the world, a fight that received numerous criticism, a fight that Pacquiao started saying he had a hurt shoulder and used seawater to heal himself. Cool. This is May 2015. Keith fought Guerrero 2015 March. Keith fought in July. Mayweather had already fought in May. That means 2 months after. That means if Mayweather wanted to fight, Keith, he could have. He didn't. But we'll go back to Mayweather to show you that he fought 2 months after Keith versus Andre Berto. So still didn't give us the fight. So for all those years, you calling this no duck. Meanwhile, Black and White shows Keith had the WBA. Then he defended the WBA. So when you fought Berto, Keith was still your regular champ. You are still the super champ, and you still don't want to fight Keith. Cool. End of story. He retired in allegedly 2015. Comes back again for another professional fight. Still doesn't fight Keith. Fights an 0-0 fighter, and you still saying he ain't duck Keith. Meanwhile, Keith still is the WBA when he beat Thurman and unified. You understand? So the year he fought McGregor, Keith unified and had WBA, WBC. You still saying he ain't duck him. Cool. Let's get to your lies about this kid right here with 0 belts. Look at this kid, but let's start. Look at this one. Jonathan Garcia, 3-3. Richard Andrews, 5-2. 0-1. Luis Torres, 4-2. Brandon Hopkins, 16-4. Guillermo Ibarra, 11-3. Look at that. What number fight is that he went back and down in competition? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. And if 7th fight, Earl Spence went back down in competition to fight 4-4 dudes, 5-3 dudes. Then he fought Emmanuel Lardy, who's the dude that hurt him. It's all over the YouTube. 15-0 dude hurt him, the African. Cool. After that, they put him back down because they seen he got hurt. He went from 15-0 to 17-11 because he got hurt versus the African. It's all over the internet. Then he fights Peter Ouch or whatever, 12-6-2. Then Raymond Charles, 12-2-2. Then Ronald Cruz from PA, 20-3. Then Noel Blancos, 24-10. Then Francisco Javier Castro, 27-7. Then Samuel Vargas from Canada, 20-1. Then Phil LaGreco from Canada, 26-1. Then Chris Van Heerden from South Africa, 23-1. Excuse me, when was Thurman when was Thurman ducking this guy? Like, look, this says September 2015. Okay, let's see what this says. July 2015, he fought Collazo in his hometown with a strap. Where's your boy strap? Before that, he fought Robert Guerrero, who lost to Mayweather. After that, he fought Sean. Why would I be fighting Earl that you want me to fight because he fought Chris Van Heerden, or is it because he fought Phil LaGreco that Sean Porter already beat? Oh, no, wait. This fight was also on a Sean Porter-Adrian Broner undercard. So should I fight the dude that Sean Porter beat on the dude's undercard? Is that what you saying, Jay Billy? But then when I call y'all names, I'm wrong because you don't want to listen. You made me go down to this whole bullshit, show you Earl's bullshit so that he could say that I'm a hater because you don't want to fucking listen because you hard-headed. You just fucking hard-headed. Talking about Thurman and Earl Nemesis and all this goddamn lies. When I tell you it's lies, man. It's lies. Fuck is you talking about? Just making shit up to make shit up. No reasons why. But the lines is open if you want to contest anything I'm saying, even though I use black and white. You feel me? How can you? Phone lines open. We going to Jay in LA.
What's up, Ness?
Chilling.
Hey, I gotta sympathize. I got a little bit sympathize with you, man. I know you're dealing a lot with these WWF, WWE, boxing soap opera guys that like stay hard to their guys that they've been just recently learning about the last 10 years, thinking that's real boxing. They don't know people like Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, Duran. Shit, they don't really even know early Oscar De La Hoya and Sugar Shane Mosley back in 2000 when they were fighting the real ones. They were daring to fight each other in their primes, not delaying fights, trying to make it happen. You're Shane jumping up 2 weight classes, take on a 147 Oscar, who was the main man at the time. These guys just don't know about that, man. They know about guys that like Floyd who want to avoid the top-notch fighters, like you're saying. Got to give it to Keith. Keith had set himself up. I've been calling that fight out. So anybody who's saying that, oh, he didn't have to fight Keith, he didn't have to. Well, guess what? He didn't have to fight Porter either. They were coming up, or Spence, or Paul Williams earlier in those years, or Alexander when they came up in weight. I mean, there's a lot of people Floyd could have fought and should have fought, but didn't fight because they were taking the easier path, right? So you got to see what it is. Floyd was like the money path, right? Making the money, the most money he could at that time. For now, just let that go, guys. If you want to watch him do his dumb boxing, go ahead. But when he starts interrupting with real boxers like Devin Haney and other people, he's trying to take their shine. It just goes to show you how jealous he is of all these other fighters. It's sad, and it's horrible for like a person like Danny who's really busting his ass, really trying to find out the top competition. Yeah, people like Floyd's proteges, I guess you could say, Hank, who I do like, and I do want to have him show his greatness, but he's falling into the same trap with Floyd. I loved Floyd too when he was Pretty Boy, and I wanted him to show his greatness. But then he just bailed out of the in-prime fights, and I hate that for these guys. Hank has so many good opponents that he could build a legendary resume against. You know, all these guys are on his weight class, and they're just stringing it along just for the money path with him. It's very annoying for us real boxing fans who grew up in the era of like Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, Duran. I mean, even the Melder Taylor, Pernell Whitaker era, that was great too. I mean, going into the Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya era, Fernando Vargas, all those guys were fighting each other in their primes. And these cats right now don't see that. They don't get a chance to see that really. If they do see it, it's 3, 4, 5 years past its prime. So I sympathize with you. I know you're trying to fight the good fight, Ness, in this situation. But I think the more we speak the truth to these people, hopefully they'll realize, you know what? Stop paying for these Mayweather fights or exhibitions, basically. Stop paying for junk fights that Tank gives us or other people. Even if Crawford were to give us a junk fight, guess what? Don't pay for it. But you know what? He at least comes out and fights. He's not out there like trying to hug and hold and not get into confrontation. He's actually trying to give you a fight and entertainment at the same time and showing skills. So for those type of fighters, we want to pay for those guys. We want to definitely let them know, hey, we appreciate what you do for the sport of boxing. What do you think, Ness?
Nah, for sure, man. Appreciate the call. Jay in LA. I want to take a quick intermission. I'm not satisfied not having the Twitter Spaces available. I think this is a good topic that if it were on Twitter, we could possibly get Leonard Ellaby again to be creep listening. So I want to go ahead and take a few seconds just to get to, trying to resolve that. In the meantime, we'll take this intermission video. And actually, we can play the Kenichi intermission video in the meantime. All right. Hopefully that worked. Don't forget to check out my lead sponsor, Kenichi Bear. And we're going to try and see, can we connect Twitter Spaces. In the meantime, I am going to James Benitez. What's up? James. James, you there? All right, well, let's try this again. What a day with this Twitter Spaces and all this. The connectivity today has not been, well, not today, but just at least for the second show, right? It's been difficult. Here we go. Well, we definitely were able to reconnect the Twitter Spaces, and hopefully we can get people on in a matter of seconds. If you're watching this on YouTube, bear with me. Hit that thumbs up button, as it's going to help with the visibility of the show, and it'll put this episode in the eyes of other boxing fans that want to call in. We will be getting to it in just a bit. And if you want to call in, Twitter should be now available to do so. Yep. All right, so James, you can call in on Twitter, and I will go a step further and even restart the landline, which obviously is no longer working. Discord should be good. I got Burrow City E on the connection. Talk to me. Burrow City E, you there? I don't hear you. And James, I see you. If you're ready, let me know, and we can bring you on. Jay Billy, what up? You got another counterpunch, champ? You trying to do this again?
Yo, we on? Let me know how I'm sounding.
You on, champ.
Hey, man, first things first. Y'all think I'm a Floyd fan first? Fuck Floyd. Fuck Floyd, all right? So y'all can get that out the way. So, Ness, by your logic, why hasn't Canelo fought David Morrell yet?
It hasn't been ordered.
So when was Thurman? When was Thurman first?
I'm not gonna do your job for you,
gang, because it was because it was never ordered.
All right.
You enlighten me if it was. I didn't think fam. I didn't. So the WBO. So you talking about the consolidation? They ain't doing that shit no more.
I hear
so
you, man.
All right, fam. So this is what I'm saying. Why will I, as Floyd, we talk about this shit every day. This is why it's killing me, bro. We talk about this shit every day. It's always gonna be a next guy. See or no, Ness? They're always gonna build up the next guy.
Nah, you just building up the bottom guy.
No, this is what I'm saying. So was Thurman not the next guy that they were building up to go against Floyd? So let's say Floyd beat Thurman. would it have been done, or would it have been a next guy? Would it have been a Porter? Would it have been an EJ? Because Floyd already did what he was supposed to do. Again, I'm going to say fuck Floyd. Okay, I'm not a Floyd fan, but I'm speaking the truth because I'm a truth teller. You feel me? Floyd did what he was supposed to do. Why would I fight somebody that came into the game 10 years later and hasn't done close to what I did? He beat Robert Guerrero. I don't give a fuck if he had an eye out his socket. Hematoma. I don't care.
Champ.
He didn't do shit. You eating off my food.
Champ.
You eating off my leftovers.
Champ.
And you think you about to get a fight?
Champ.
You don't deserve it.
Champ.
So yes, go fight that dude that fought Phil LaGreco. And like you said, oh, the guy that Sean Porter already lost to,
Already beat.
Okay, just my bad. You're right. Just like Keith fought the guy that Floyd already beat. So what the fuck are we talking about? You're not about to eat off my name when you already trying to take my leftovers, build your name up, and come in like this. No, it's not happening. There's always gonna be a next guy. Floyd did what he.
You literally compared Brandon Hopkins.
Fam, you look at this is what you do, Ness.
You compare
this is what
Brandon
you do.
Hopkins.
You look at the smallest. You pick out the smallest
Porter.
thing and start to dissect it. That's not even the point. Fuck that point. We can talk about anybody else. That's not the point. Let's stay on track. The track is
you don't got a track, man.
Keith didn't do anything to deserve the Floyd fight. David Morrell hasn't done anything to deserve the Canelo fight.
No,
if Canelo ends his career, without fighting Morrell, he's good.
I'm so glad your call's over. I'm so glad your call's over. Again, you saying Thurman hasn't done anything at the time to win the Floyd fight, but I showed you he beat Robert Guerrero. Okay, that wasn't enough to you. Then he beat Sean Porter. Okay, that wasn't enough to you. Before he retired, he was unified. That still wasn't enough to you. Somehow. Cool. Now you want to come and say, Ness, you just said, why would I fight him if he lost to the guy Sean Porter already beat? So you comparing Brandon Hopkins to Keith Thurman and Keith Thurman's resume to Brandon Hopkins. It just don't work, champ. But just to put it into perspective so you can see how bad you look, Boots hasn't fought a Robert Guerrero. I said Boots has not fought a Robert Guerrero. And legitimately and technically speaking, the only reason that Crawford isn't being called a duck is because he's got a rematch clause, and he's already announced before the fight with Earl, he wanted Jermell at 54, after the fight with Earl, Canelo at 68. Those are tougher fights, bigger men, so people giving Crawford a pass, but he still has the belts. They haven't fully made a verdict yet. If Crawford decides to fight Thurman, they're going to say he's ducking Boots. And Boots has not beat a Robert Guerrero. Boots has not beat a Sean Porter. And Boots has not unified with Danny Garcia the way that Keith did. So, J. Billy, just keep your money and don't waste our time. JB, what up? But they out here saying that Crawford is ducking Boots. Literally now, there's YouTube channels that saying Crawford is ducking Boots right now. Yeah, I hear you, champ. You there? Looks like you dropped off. Let's try them again. You there?
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. My bad about that, man. Yo, man, why you had to steal my thunder and call out Boots, man? Cause I'm about to say, man, Keith damn sure did way more than Boots did, man. That Boots is done right now, and people will be okay with Boots fighting goddamn Bud, or Boots would have fought Spence. earlier on than what Keith has already accomplished, man. Even before that time right there, Keith done what he was supposed to do to be in line. He beat Joel Diaz, he beat Leonard, he beat Bundu. So I mean, what the fuck we complaining about, man? He did what he was supposed to do to be in line for the Floyd fight, but Floyd went the other way. Berto had no business being in that fight, man. Even the social media poll at that time did say that Amir Khan should have been the acceptable fight, man. So I don't know what the fuck Jay Billy's talking about, man. I think he's just talking just to be talking today, man. Other than that, Ness, man, damn, man. Hey,
he don't know
give
boxing. He's young.
Yeah, he is young, but he does come to the show every day, so that's what we're here for. Ness.
But he don't want to learn. He just want to come to say what he's saying. Like the fact that Berto and Jan Zavik is a common opponent, and another Floridian from the same gym that Berto gave the Christian into fought the same former champion that Berto fought for WBO, then turns around, becomes the interim, beats Diego Chavez, beats Jesus Soto Carras on Broner Maidana undercard. Somehow, this kid's not doing nothing. He gets elevated from interim. He's the regular. He's still not doing nothing. Jay Billy making up lies for weirdos on YouTube.
Absolutely, man. I mean, and he could say that, oh, Earl probably did enough or whatever to fight Keith if he wanted to because he knocked out Bundu or whatever, man. But that's still bullshit. After telling Earl would have got knocked the fuck by Keith.
We losing you, champ. We losing you. You going through a rough service area. You went through a rough area there, champ. We got Coach Bob. Coach Bob.
Hello, how you doing?
All good.
I mean, you know Floyd, and I watch Floyd. Floyd don't care anything about boxing or anybody else. So let's be honest, he don't care about Devin Haney and messing him up. Floyd always been about himself, for himself, the whole time. So it's like no surprise here. I don't know why anybody's surprised. So, but is it good for boxing? I mean, you're saying Devin's selling a lot of seats, right?
Seats, not pay-per-views.
I mean, if you sell out the arena, he did something. I mean, I don't think it's bad for boxing, honestly. If he sells out his arena,
no, we
and
asking
arena,
not
the other
we,
fight,
not we, but Malignaggi, Tim Bradley, and Chris Algieri are asking: is Floyd still good for boxing?
Oh no, Floyd's horrible for boxing. Floyd's not good for boxing at all. Floyd's been a terrible promoter. I mean, the way he was talking, man, he should have had like a roster of like 10 champions. How many champions he had? Yeah, I mean, he has not been good for boxing. He's not good for boxing. It'd be better if he went away. To be completely honest, I know he got this new young guy, but I mean, I think he's gonna steer him in the wrong direction. I know you said how good this kid is, but I think Floyd gonna steer him in the wrong direction. But no, he's not good for boxing, and he hasn't been good for boxing for a while. So it'd be better if he goes away. So hopefully nobody buys that pay-per-view with him fighting. Maybe that will get him to go away and just promote. But like I said, man, Floyd don't care about Devin, so what's he care about stepping on his toes? I mean, there's 3 fights cards that night. What if they all succeed by selling out? Isn't that a successful night for boxing?
It is, but it's going to be tough because ESPN putting on a free card too.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the live gate. What if all 3 of them fights sell out? Isn't that good for boxing? People are sitting in the seats. I'm not talking about the pay-per-views.
Nah, for sure.
But if 3 different arenas, fill up for boxing, that's a good thing.
For sure. It shows that we definitely are in different markets, without a doubt.
But all right, man. That's about it, man. Like I said, man. Hopefully Floyd goes away, man. I don't know. I didn't hear. What do you think about Floyd? Do you want him around, or you want him to go away? I'd rather him be gone.
tough to say, man. Look at what he was able to do for Carmel. You know what I'm saying? It's like even when Floyd ain't trying to promote, he could promote. Imagine if he really tried.
You may feel like it's your time.
When the kid's trying to talk, Floyd over talking him. But all right, it's my time. Have a good night.
You too, champ. I just want to share this because, damn, man, Jay Billy back at it for no reason again, wasting everybody's time. But cool. Let's just teach him some stuff that he don't know. Check out Brandon Hopkins on Keith Thurman's resume, the dude that Earl beat, which isn't a title fight, but somehow Jay Billy wanted him to fight him. This is who Keith also beat, but cool. This is Keith's fight right here on HBO, Orlando Lara. First time he ever called out Mayweather on HBO. Now remember, you got to close your eyes and envision a world where there's only one major network. Only one major network. Their sister network is ESPN. So fighters fight on ESPN Friday Night Fights. If they do good enough, they graduate to HBO. The development series HBO After Dark exists. Showbox exists. And the occasional, look up that word, occasional Showtime Championship Boxing exists. Cool. Walk with me. He calls out Floyd on the Broner undercard. This is when Broner fought the dude that he choked and that he ate Twinkies at the weigh-in. Cool. Floyd ain't want to fight him. Keith Thurman moves up to 54, fights Carlos Quintana, the same dude that beat Paul Williams. Beats him. Now he got a common opponent with the dude Floyd been ducking in Paul Williams. Cool. Now, he goes and fights Jan Zavic, who was a former IBF champ, common opponent with Berto. Berto is someone that Floyd went all the way from Vegas to Connecticut with Al Heyman to watch Victor Ortiz fight. So if he knows Berto, he knows Berto's opponents. Cool. So Keith also beat Jan Zavic. But then his coming out party, again, this is why I know that, Jay Billy is a fucking casual, little casual kid. Not a man yet. He hasn't been watching boxing long enough. He's still a kid in this sport. This was Thurman's coming out party. Diego Gabriel Chavez. This was the most fantastic, entertaining fight that Thurman, one of the most fantastic and entertaining fights that Thurman had. And it showed us that he was made out of straight heart and determination. He not only wins, he not only had the WBO Intercontinental, but now he wins the WBA interim. Somehow, we don't know who he is. But picture us not knowing, and Floyd not knowing who Keyshawn is, right? Because I thought Keyshawn was just in the gym working with Keyshawn. I thought Floyd was just in the gym working with Keyshawn. Keyshawn has 2 smaller titles than this. Keyshawn has 2 smaller titles than this. Okay, cool. We beat Diego Chavez on HBO. We call out Floyd again. Cool. Now we on the Thurman Carras fight, co-main event to Adrian Broner, Marcos Maidana. Adrian Broner gets beat. Thurman beats Soto Carras, calls out Adrian Broner. I won't lie and say he called out Floyd. He said, I want Broner. Broner loses. So one welterweight looked fantastic beating Carras. The other welterweight looked mediocre because Broner beat him. Broner hurt him in the 12th. Floyd pays Broner $1.5 million not to take his rematch, and instead he fights Maidana, not Thurman, who was on the undercard, who was the interim. Cool. Thurman goes on to fight Julio Diaz, drops him, beats him. Thurman goes on to fight Leonard Bundu, beats him. Thurman goes on to fight Robert Guerrero for the full WBA, a dude that Floyd fought. Somehow, Floyd doesn't know him. He ain't fight nobody, according to Jay Billy. We fight former world champion, WBC former world champion, who also fought Ricky Hatton and Berto. Another person that Floyd knows, Andre Berto. Somehow, Jay Billy wants you to believe that after Thurman beat him in his hometown of Tampa in the Sun Dome, which I was live, Floyd still doesn't know who Thurman is. So then we beat Sean Porter, and then we unify with Danny. But Floyd still doesn't know who Thurman is. And then he fights Berto and retires, and it's okay for Jay Billy, and that's why he's now spending what? This is counterpunch number 4 or 3? Which one is it? You keeping track?
Yo, Ness, you be creating this narrative and you be running with it. I didn't say shit about Hoskins. I said, and then fam, you got the dick writers in the chat. Hey, yo, Tip, bro, if you want to call in, then call in. I said, fuck Floyd, fuck Keith, fuck EJ, fuck all these boxers. I'm not a fan of man. I'm a fan of the truth. Tip,
you sound like
Javier,
a fan of EJ.
All y'all goofy ass niggas talking in the chat, and you, Ness, you be begging for people to call in. I'm a supporter, nigga. You better calm down with that shit, bro.
You just mad I'm
talking about wasting your talking about wasting your time. Talking about wasting your time. Hey, bro, I'm giving my time to this. You said what?
Because you don't want to learn, champ.
Fam, I'm always willing to learn, and I'm not saying.
So what was wrong with everything I said? Tell us what.
Because
tell us how Boots deserve a shot, but Keith didn't deserve a shot with everything he just did, with everything I gave.
Oh my. Ness, when did I ever say Boots deserves a shot? That's how I know you don't be listening. Boots doesn't deserve a shot. He's never been against a champion. Listen to me, gang. Converse. Ask questions. I never said Boots. Look, Boots, let me talk, gang. I paid this shit. Boots doesn't deserve a shot. Keith didn't deserve a shot against Floyd. Morrell doesn't deserve a shot against Canelo. They have to do shit to get there. I didn't say what Keith didn't do was impressive. I didn't say he didn't do anything. I say he didn't do enough. You didn't do enough to fight the greatest fighter ever.
So unifying the welterweight division, the greatest division known to boxing, outside of the welterweight, outside of the heavyweight division, that's not enough. And you did that somehow while Floyd was an active fighter. Jay Billy, you just sound like a casual.
Dog, why would he fight him? What benefits Floyd from Keith?
Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Jay Billy, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. So I'm gonna put it, since you always like to say to me, Ness, you ain't gonna get it Danny Wiz. I'm gonna give you one that you and Danny gonna get.
Bro, that's different sports and shit. Don't do that.
I'm gonna give you one that you and Danny gonna get.
Melly boys, you a bump, gang. You a bump. Call in, bitch. Call in.
Yo,
everybody in the chat, Optimus, bro, call in, gang.
Don't let them get at you. Don't worry about that.
Bro, no, because they goofy and they like to talk. I'm not a talker. I'm a walker. Y'all can see where I'm at. Get on Twitter and see my Twitter. We can get up with each other for real.
Listen to me. You about to make me lose my train of thought. Fuck, man. What the fuck was I saying? You terrible.
Keith, what does Keith bring to the table? What does he bring to the table?
Fuck.
That's what you were supposed to be coming at.
No,
what did Keith bring to the table for Floyd? What do you offer me for me to fight you? I'm making billions. Why would I get in and fight you? What do you bring to me? What kind of bread do you put in my pocket? I'm doing you a service. I'm doing a favor for you fighting.
Here goes another one.
I'm doing a favor
I'm gonna give
for
you another one just so you can get some free time. Did Thurman do more than Morrell?
You may feel like it's your time.
Most definitely.
But it's not your time.
Okay. So just to remind you, Thurman fought former champion Carlos Quintana, former champion.
I said most definitely. I said he most definitely did more than Morrell.
I know. I'm just reminding you. He fought former champion Carlos Quintana, former champion John Zavic, former champion Robert Guerrero, current champion Sean Porter, or former champion Sean Porter, current champion Danny, and then current champion.
What did Berto do to get Floyd? He was picked. Floyd picked him. He had the luxury. That's what y'all don't get. It's not about who's next in line. Once you get to that age, you get to pick. What are y'all not getting? Floyd was at the end of his career. Why would he fight Keith? What did Keith bring to the table? Floyd did what the fuck he wanted to do.
Keith would have been Floyd's greatest B-side he ever had.
Okay. And how much would that? What revenue?
The greatest.
Would that
greatest.
Would that have been a bigger bag than Pacquiao?
Yes.
You talking about he fought Maidana twice? Why would I fight Keith before I fight Maidana twice?
Bro, because
Of course I'm gonna take.
Maidana had like 4 or 5 losses, man. You like, I gotta go. I'm giving you free time,
What
but
does
you
that
saying
mean?
crazy things.
No, losses doesn't make a fighter.
Oh my
Haven't we
God.
came to that conclusion?
Bruh,
We don't
bruh,
talk a fighter up to losses.
Bruh.
We don't talk a fighter up to his losses.
You don't
Everybody
watch the
loses.
sport, Jay Billy. I watched
What does
Josecito
that mean? Oh
Lopez
my God.
versus Marcos Maidana. If you listen, you'll learn. I watched Josecito Lopez versus Marcos Maidana. If you want, we could do a film study. It's only 6 rounds or so. The man was losing. He was losing versus Josecito Lopez. Then he knocked him out. That's what he's known for, power. Amir Khan dropped Maidana and beat him. The same Amir Khan that Floyd asked us, do we want him to fight him? Amir wins a poll and you still don't fight him. Then you fight what Jay Billy calls leftovers. Remember you called him that? Remember you called him that?
I call Robert Guerrero leftovers to Thurman, yes.
Oh, so what is Maidana to Floyd? Ain't that Amir Khan's leftovers? Because Amir Khan beat him on HBO years ago. And guess when Amir Khan beat him? Let me talk. I'm giving you free time. Let me teach you. Guess when Amir Khan beat Marcos Maidana, Jay Billy? Rhetorical. Don't answer that. I'm going to tell you when. When Maidana knocked down Victor Ortiz 3 consecutive times, got knocked down 3 consecutive times in what was probably one of the greatest fights ever, then made Victor Ortiz say the infamous words, I don't need to be getting beat up like this. I'm still young, and quit. That's when Amir came and beat him next. Not when Josecito was beating on him, not when he was a broken dude that got let go of his promoter and Robert Garcia picked him up and brought him back to life. But you don't watch the sport and you refuse to listen to people that watch it. I lived whole era.
I do.
I lived the whole era.
So why do you ask Tevin Farmer so much? Why are you so much in his corner and want him to get back on track? Why do you think he can get a belt again? He has 4 losses.
He's a former champ.
But was Maidana not a former champ also?
No. Do you know that Maidana won his belt from Broner? That's his first belt ever in his fucking life, bro. Like, Floyd gave a dude with less credentials than Thurman a shot, and you still keep making it okay. And guess what? He fought a dude with Thurman's belt. After Thurman didn't have the belt anymore, that's who Floyd fought, the WBA regular. Like, you're just not learning, man. You don't want to listen. Maidana's belt was so all of a sudden that WBA was good because it was a Latino. Not a motherfucker who could move. Not a motherfucker who could box. Not a motherfucker who was putting people to sleep. Not when he was one time.
Not when he beat Broner for the belt, right?
What?
He beat Broner for the belt.
Yeah.
But how you just said it, you said it like he fought Broner after Floyd.
He did fight Broner. Maidana
no, he
fought
didn't.
Broner.
No, he didn't. But Jay Billy's a fucking casual. Billy's a casual.
You're not listening to me.
He did not fight Broner after.
Adrian Broner lost to Marcos Maidana, and Floyd fought him next, immediately after Saul Canelo Alvarez.
But
Floyd paid 1.5
I said McDonald's was a champion. You said no, he wasn't. He got it from Broner. That's a contradiction.
No, it's not. We saying the same thing. I'm just making sure you
No.
know he won the belt from Broner. Before Broner, he was not a champ. That's what I'm making sure you know.
I said, look, I said Floyd fought Maidana, and Maidana had a belt before. He was a previous champ. So yes, I don't care if it was half a fight before. He had a belt. He won the belt before.
But my brother,
he was a champion.
My brother, what aren't you understanding? I had already told you Floyd paid Broner $1.5 million not to take the rematch. That's like right now. Why he don't do that right now? Why he don't pay Earl not to take the rematch and fight Crawford? That ain't what happened, is it? He fought Maidana. Maidana wasn't better than Thurman, never. Listen, and I'm going to tell you this is another thing. Google this. Marcos Maidana was supposed to be Keith Thurman's opponent when Keith called out Floyd Mayweather in the Orlando Laura fight. Marcos Maidana's on Boxing Scene saying Keith Thurman ain't a tune-up, and he didn't take the fight. He was supposed to fight Keith Thurman on the undercard of Adrian Broner. So the duck got the fight. The dude that got dropped got the fight. Like, you just not paying attention. You think he's tough. Floyd's seen the holes and he's seen the marketability, so he gave up $1.5 million to Broner. When have we seen that before? Dudes get step-aside money so that they can make a bigger fight, like Danny gave Victor Postal step-aside money to make a bigger fight. We never seen someone in a rematch that we cared about, because Broner fight was supposed to be pay-per-view, something else you don't know. Last minute, Showtime said no. So we cared about the Broner fight. And then we ain't get the rematch. His career would have went a whole different way had we got the rematch. So I'm lost, but it is what it is, bruv. You've already had 30 counterpunches. We don't agree. Just Trey, what up? Trey.
Yo, what's good, sir?
What up, what up?
Ain't nothing. I came in the middle of this back and forth you was having. What I see Floyd to steal pay-per-views from Haney and Porzingis. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Are we agreeing, disagreeing? What's going on?
The premise of the show is based off of Timothy Bradley, Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri having a conversation, asking themselves, is Floyd Mayweather still good for boxing? And saying that he did it again, he's stealing the show, and he will steal pay-per-views from Haney Prograis.
I mean, it's capitalism. I mean, I think it's good. I mean, you want to offer multiple. I mean, because we see a lot of fights competing with each other, depending on the card and who's putting it on. I don't see a negative in that, but I think it might be a little bit of a double standard because it's Floyd. Because Floyd, even at his age and fighting non-fighters, he's still big box office. So I don't see the issue.
Well, the issue is that people feel he blocks fighters shine. We have a poll here on YouTube.com, and it says Floyd to steal pay-per-views from Haney versus Prograis. Is Floyd Mayweather still good for boxing? First option is Mayweather is the best thing for boxing. Only 12% of the voting public. 62% believe Mayweather blocks people's shine. 9% Floyd is great as a promoter. 17, it's not stealing if you buy it.
True. That's true. Because there's always an option. You either buy it or you don't. And like I said, Mayweather's still, he's still relevant. I mean, the boxing atmosphere, whether you see it positive or negative, both sides of it is really a lot has to do with Floyd and his Money Mayweather tenure. And to piggyback off you were saying to the gentleman previously, a lot of the fights that Mayweather took late in his career, depending on no matter who you say, as far as name wise, each of those fights, those fighters, those B-side opponents or whatever, they're coming off their biggest win before they got the Mayweather bag. Now, Thurman was still kind of fresh, and I kind of understand. I'm not going to criticize Mayweather for not fighting him. I understand the reading of the room of why he wouldn't. Because I mean, Floyd at that point in his career, he didn't have nothing left. In my opinion, he didn't have nothing left to prove. He'd already proved who he was the best out of his era, or whatever. And any other fight that
you
he
may
took,
feel like it's your time,
money.
but it's not
Oh,
your
is it my time?
That is your time. 3 minutes a person, champ. You just walked into a conversation where somebody else got like an hour because he's just hard-headed. But listen, let me screen share this. Shout out to Super Megs, man. Been following me forever. Look at this article that I myself wrote, June 25 to 2012. Keith Thurman ready to steal the spotlight against Marcos Maidana. This is an interview with me and Keith Thurman that got transcribed. Keith Thurman telling you back in 2012, Marcos Maidana is one-dimensional. I'll have to break him down. This is, again, because they had a scheduled fight, and Maidana pulled the fuck out, and go find a quote on Boxing Scene where he says, Thurman ain't no tune-up. Meanwhile, Boxing Voice calls Thurman a prospect right here. Watch this. Watch this. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Why'd we call him a prospect right here? But Maidana said he not, right? So we say hard-hitting one-time Keith Thurman is considered one of the best prospects in the welterweight division. But at that time, Jay Billy's superhero, Marcus Maidana, said Thurman ain't no tune-up. A prospect ain't no tune-up. A prospect ain't no tune-up. And you see right there, it was going to be on the undercard of Vicente Escobedo. That's the same fight where Keith ended up fighting Orlando Lara. Still bodied Lara, still called out Floyd. Like, bro, the cookie crumbs was there. Follow him, champ. Stop being a fan of man. You Floyd's like, I don't know. Special feature, Louisiana, what up?
What up, man?
What up?
But some people just not gonna get it. Floyd was good for boxing when Floyd was good for boxing, but his time has passed now. But because nobody else has came, and nobody in boxing right now is as polarizing as Floyd, which is why it's so hard for him to let go, and it's so hard for boxing to let him go. But now he's doing more damage than good to boxing because people are so-called trying to follow in his footsteps. And the thing is, and I'm guilty of it myself, we accepted it with Floyd. We sort of accepted Floyd fighting who he was fighting, even though we shouldn't have. There are fights definitely that we should have got earlier than we got them from Floyd, and fights that we didn't get from Floyd that we should have. The problem is people are following his footsteps. And you say it on here every day that boxing is a business. And that is part of the problem. Boxing was a sport first. And the more it becomes a business, the less it becomes a sport, and the harder it becomes to make these fights. I mean, we all be talking about TV, and there's a reason people say Ali was the greatest of all time. Even at the end of his career, when Parkinson's was setting in, after he lost the title the second time, that same night of the fight, Ali went jogging and kept chanting out loud, "Got to get my title back." Got it, because he had that mindset is, I'm the king of the jungle. I got knocked off my throne. Now I got to go get it back. But because Floyd opted not to have that mentality and say, you know what, I'm sitting up here on this throne. There are people that want to come knock me off. Okay, let me fight Keith Thurman and show him why I'm up here. Let me fight this one and show him why I'm up here. Now people have that same mindset. We get all this prima donna behavior at the negotiation table. People people wanting to send BS offers like some of the ones that AJ sent to Wilder, because then they can say, well, he signed a contract. It was a BS contract. People not wanting to take 80-20, like Shakur didn't want to take 80-20. It's becoming too much of a business. People don't have that king of the mountain mindset. They'd rather protect their throne and fight people they know they can beat. They don't have that hunger to really be the best. They want to be the best, but they're scared to lose because they think, if I lose my I'm worthless, which has been disproven by Ali and Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao still got the Floyd fight, and it was still the biggest fight in boxing at the time. And Manny Pacquiao got knocked out and still managed to come back and do enough for Floyd to still want to fight him. So it's got to change. We have to stop supporting it. We got to stop protecting these fighters. And I love all of these fighters, but we got to stop protecting them. We need these guys to stop trying to be businessmen and be warriors and want to prove they're the best in the ring. Not at the negotiation table, in the ring. And that's Devin, that's Regis, that's everybody. Let's get it back. Let's start making boxing more of a sport that makes money. And have these type of things handled in the ring.
But it's not your time.
That's my call.
That's your call, Louisiana. Stand up. Do appreciate you. If you're rocking out with us on Twitter, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. We got over 600 people watching, only 200 likes. You guys are stingy, damn right thieves, and it's not cool. Same thing on Twitter. 18 people listening. Let me get 18 retweets. I see quite a few of you with big Twitter followings. A retweet from some of you will help us tremendously. remember, we had Leonard Ellerby on the space earlier, and this is like his 5th time visiting the space. We just need to get him to actually jump on the space. You know what I'm saying? I think we should stop targeting him, though, and target Eddie. I think if we start tagging Eddie, not today. Earlier show was better because it was actually his quotes, but like Eddie might jump on. He's more, you know, prone to jump on than a Leonard Ellerby. He just refuses. I mean, he just sits there and listens. It's crazy. We got JB Cinema, $5 super chat. I'm working the night of the fight, but regardless, I'll be supporting and bye for Devin. Fuck Floyd's BS tactics to block Devin's shine. James Benitez, $2 super chat. Keith should have just beat 14-0 Earl. Floyd ducked. Rider of the Storm, $20 super chat. Floyd, the certified rooster blocker, hating on young fighters with his Napoleon syndrome. Keep those Mary Jane boots on. Damn. Jay Billy member for 6 months on that champ level. Come to my counterpunch. I'm on the landline. 303. We did that. Supermax, $2. Keith was that dude. Y'all must have forgot Roy Jones' voice. Then we got counterpunch from Tip Bellis for Jay Billy. I think we did that because we gave him so many. Keith was that dude, bro. And honestly speaking, I said it on this show, and I'm sure it didn't really hit people. I'm going to say it again. I believe Keith would have been the greatest B-side that Floyd ever had. Like, if you consider Pacquiao, he's like, good enough. He ain't a talker. You know, Canelo, he ain't no fucking talker. What he said? Nothing. He just learned English. You know what I mean? What did Maidana say? Nothing. You know, Robert Guerrero, nothing. It was his father, Ruben, that did everything and said everything and called Floyd, you know, woman beater and all that. It was without Ruben, we had nothing. We had nothing. You understand? The last great talker that Floyd had was Zab. Like, let's just stop the bullshit, man. Y'all dudes are so, why y'all gotta be fans of man? This shit is crazy. Jay Billy, hold up. We done gave you like 4. So this Tip Bella's one, I mean, what's going on? Give me a count on all these cool super punches, because I don't even know. Look, I'm already fucking up the word.
You.
We hear you.
Don't do that, Ness, because when Treese and J Mac, JT, CYP throw in 10, you don't say nothing. But when it's J Billy, a strong caller, you got a problem. But it's cool. Tip.
Chill.
Let me get my intro off. Let me get my intro off real quick. Tip, I appreciate you, gang, even though I was going back and forth with you. Anybody in the chat that wants to get up with me, man, you got 3 minutes to get onto the space on Twitter. See who's speaking. Follow me and try to get up with me. Because all that shit y'all be saying in the chat, on my life, y'all would not say that in person, bro. I swear to God. And that's all I need for reassurance. So, Ness, you said Keith would have been the biggest B-side that Floyd ever had.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Who else could sell a press conference? Him and Floyd talking, undefeated Keith, long hair Keith, one-time Keith? What? Fuck is you talking about, bro? That dude was this fucking. He was the. Like, there's literally audio of me saying that Keith is our generation's Floyd. He just lost, bro. But there was no speaker like Keith. You just don't know Keith, man. You probably know Keith, injured Keith. You don't know Keith.
No,
Keith.
I knew Sean Porter Keith. I knew Danny Garcia
that's
Keith.
That's late. That's late.
I don't give a. Well, that's when he started getting active. You know what I'm saying?
That's when he unified.
And then
that's old.
Ness, and you did say that Maidana fought Broner after Floyd. You said that, then you recanted. I just want to let you know that. But at the end of the day, if Floyd would have done to Keith what we know he would have done to Keith, what would it like after that? We would have said, "Oh man, Keith didn't really fight nobody." We know what we would have did. So stop it.
I mean, the only one that needs to stop is you. You know I appreciate you, but you're drilling your point that no one agrees with. That's why every time you're calling angrier and angrier.
I really don't mind who doesn't agree with me, man. I'm used to standing on my own too. So Ness, what did he bring to the table besides a B-side?
Who?
Keith.
You want to give me a specific year? Because if you just gonna let me pick randomly, he brought a unified title.
I would say no.
Oh.
Floyd was already on the way out during then. I'm talking about in between the Maidana and Pacquiao fight, those 3 fights. What did Keith bring to the table between those 3 fights? Between Maidana one and Pacquiao.
he could have easily fought Thurman before Maidana. I just showed you that Maidana ducked
Dang,
Thurman.
what did he bring to the table besides being the greatest B-side, quote unquote?
What did he bring to the table?
What did he bring to the table?
The undefeated record.
What would make
Floyd. I mean, can I answer? The undefeated record that Floyd put so much emphasis on, the knockout power that Floyd and Ellerby and Tank fans talk about, Wilder fans talk about. You know, the fact that he can articulate himself, the fact that he can speak very well, the fact that he's educated. I mean, what else did you need?
Okay,
Like,
so
again,
can you
I could give you,
so
I could give
educate
you
me on
other
this.
B-sides. I could give you
Okay,
other B-sides
okay,
that are not
all right,
educated.
I appreciate it. Okay,
You
we
don't
good
want
on
me
that.
to
We good
talk.
on
You
that.
don't want me to talk. Okay.
Can you educate me on which champions Keith beat before he fought Guerrero?
Yeah, Jan Zavic, Carlos Quintana, and then Guerrero. That's what I'm saying. You just don't know boxing. Like, what can I do?
All I did was ask a question. Okay, you don't know everything about boxing too.
I do.
You're not a boxing historian. Everybody can learn something, so calm down on that.
I'm a historian from my years in the game,
No,
not before
you're a
my
historian
years.
from your years, but when we go
That's what
back
I
before
just
that,
said.
you don't know that shit.
But that's what
you
I
don't know
just
shit.
said. But I
Okay,
emphasize
so
that.
everybody can learn something.
I mean,
everybody can learn something. So don't say I don't know shit.
I tried to teach you 3 calls ago. You just don't listen.
Gang, I do listen, but you this is what you do. You take bits and pieces from what I say, and then you try to have a conversation off of that instead of looking at the whole subject.
Champ, did I or did I not give you the name of the former champs he fought? Which I'm missing Julio Diaz, by the way. You feel
You
me?
just did, most definitely, but then you had that little, but you don't know you don't know shit about boxing at the end.
Before this call, that's why. Because before this call, I screen shared it and gave you the information, but you refused to listen.
But I got real life shit going on. I got shit to do besides look at what you got on video game.
But you was on the call.
In.
You was on the call. It was 3 calls ago. Like, what is going on? Like,
bro, I'm not looking. Okay, so all right. So if I just ask you a question, if I ask you to teach me, just go ahead and let me know. We can
I
just
didn't
do
know
it like
if it
that.
was sarcasm.
Cool. So,
that's why I gave you sarcasm. I swear to God, based off the fact that I just hear me out.
That was just a misunderstanding. We can move on.
Just hear me out. Based off the fact that I literally showed it to you during this show, I thought you asking me was sarcasm.
That was just a misunderstanding. It wasn't sarcasm. It was just a misunderstanding. So for him to fight those 2 champs before getting his belt, what has he done to get this is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, bottom line, you have to do something spectacular to get a Canelo, to get a Saul, you have to force their hands, or they gonna pick who they want to pick. You know what I'm saying? Once they get to a certain point in their career and they already X out all the
You're not considering that I told you close your eyes. Like, this is what I'm saying. Maybe you wasn't listening. Maybe you was just punching out a word. I told y'all, close your eyes. Envision a world where HBO is the prominent network. Showtime, and I said, look up the word. I knew you was on the phone because I looked at Twitter Spaces like I'm looking at it now, and I said, look up the word occasionally. I'm telling you, champ, you just not listening. I said, look up the word occasionally because Showtime occasionally put on Showtime Championship Boxing. What they was consistent with was Showbox. The time we was living in HBO After Dark was still there. Like, you not listening. You cannot
What does that have to do with what I just said?
I'm bringing it
you
all
connect
full
it for
circle.
me? I'm not.
Bringing it all full circle. Bringing it all full circle. You couldn't be Keith Thurman, get ducked by Maidana, have Roy Jones, Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, Andre Ward talking about how Maidana doesn't want to fight Thurman, have Thurman call out Floyd on the one network that exists for boxing, champ. Like, I don't know what you trying to make it like, yo, what did Thurman do? Bruh, that was a time when there was one network, essentially. One network. So what you did on HBO, the fucking world knew, man. You ain't hiding on DAZN. You ain't over on fucking Boxing Bounce and Spike TV. Dog, it was a world where boxing was only on HBO. Showtime Championship Boxing occasionally was out there. They pay-per-views was damn near non-existent. Like, what is we
So
talking
you're
about?
saying because he had all that exposure, that's why he deserved the fight?
I'm saying he did everything he did on Floyd's network, fighting common opponents with Floyd. Like, I don't get what is it that you don't see?
Fam, that doesn't mean he deserves a fight. Just
Oh
because you're
my
fighting on
God.
my network, fighting my leftovers, that means you deserve a fight with me?
Champ, do you know how boxing works? I'm being serious. It's not sarcasm. Do you know how boxing works?
Yeah.
Okay.
So by what you saying, so should Shakur fight all of Devin's past opponents to get to him?
Shakur should absolutely fight someone Devin is for, and that's why he tried with Lomachenko. You forgot? Immediately after Loma and Devin, what did he do?
He wanted that before too. Everybody want Lomas head. Everybody want that.
All right. Jay Billy, you
It's
know the
not
bell
just because
rang,
they're
right? You know
falling.
the bell rang, right? You know that I've given you a 10-minute counterpunch, right?
It wasn't 10. It was about 5. But hey, man, it's cool. You feel me? I'm gonna be back. You know, you still gonna be back tomorrow. It ain't no bad blood. We straight.
It ain't. It never bad blood with me. I mean, we could
Big
do this
fact.
every day.
Big fact.
But you got
It's
to
only bad blood with
learn.
me in the chat. It's only bad blood with me in the chat, Mala Gente. You can get on Twitter and find me, man. Whoever that is, or all these dudes, man. Y'all can get on Twitter and find me. I'm keep on coming back. Y'all hear my voice.
All right,
So
Jay, let me get to some of these callers, man.
Yes, sir. Keep on putting in that.
I got you. I got Boxing Junkie. You got to unmute your mic, Boxing Junkie.
I'm sorry, Nas. Appreciate the time, buddy.
You got it.
Yeah, Nas, it's funny. It's funny your topic today because number one, you're dead on the Thurman topic. Thurman was probably the best fighter Floyd would have fought, but the problem is Money Mayweather never fought anybody in his peak. Before anybody gets on me and says I'm a hater, I've dragged my pregnant wife to go see Pretty Boy Floyd against Corrales. I went to one of the worst venues in Las Vegas, the Thomas and Mack Center, to go watch him against Judah. I love Pretty Boy Floyd. I think he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. Money Mayweather not only avoided fighters in their peak, I call him the Houdini of boxing because he was always just smoking mirrors. He was the first Jake Paul before there was these celebrity fighters. That's who I consider Pretty Boy Floyd in that stage of his career, Nas. The thing is, people don't understand is that he was a great marketer. He did really good things for the sport of boxing. He brought in the casuals, as you call them, but he also killed the sport because he essentially created a generation of fighters that all they really wanted to is make money, avoid any risk, and that's not what Floyd did. That's not how Floyd became Floyd. Pretty Boy Floyd fought everybody, killers, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Yet all these young bucks, all they want to see is Floyd Money Mayweather. They want to be that guy. And what happened is PBC enabled them, and they essentially killed boxing. Somebody like myself, 44-year-old man who's traveled the world watching boxing, have gone to thousands of live fights. I still go to some of the local shows, but I don't watch boxing anymore unless it's a big fight and I know it's competitive. Because what happened was the 95% of the fights when they got made, I could have told you who the hell was going to win.
Word.
And what? And you know, and so somebody like myself, I'm like, dude, I ain't watching that. You know, and every once in a while I got them wrong, and I'm like, shit, I missed a good fight. But you know, we, you know, Floyd created a niche sport, and he made it even more niche, man. We're like only real boxing degenerates like myself still hold on, man. Anyways, yeah, I appreciate the time, Ness. Any
Bro.
thoughts on what I just said?
Well, my first thing was when I read your name, I said to myself, well, let's see if he's really a boxing junkie. But salute to you. You a real boxing fan. I appreciate you calling in. That was a great story. I'm sure your wife was not happy about going to a fight pregnant. How many months was she?
Oh boy, Ness. My daughter's 21 years old now, so you know I don't know how many months. I can't remember. I was a fighter myself, man. I can't remember what I have for lunch these days. You know.
Damn. That's what's up, though, man. Shout out to you. Do appreciate you joining the show, man, and look forward to more of your calls. But you're right. Um, he certainly created. I mean, you put it. Your call was great, bro. You put it together perfectly. He certainly created a generation of fighters that only want to be Floyd Money Mayweather, and that's his fault. He did that. But it's also not his fault. He didn't tell them to do that. I mean, I play the intro all the time. Again, it's just that people don't listen. You know what I mean? But he says it. Everybody want to be Floyd Mayweather, but they don't want to put in the work, right? Like,
hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
BoxingVoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man. Spit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar, but I feel like he was straight up and down, no really no special effects. BoxingVoice.com. How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app. BoxingVoice.com. I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
they're not the gems you want to hear, but they gems, right? They all there. It's all the truth, right? You pay no matter what. You know? Everything he said there is truth. And there's more. I hate to play it because it has the beat in the back, but it's still truth.
BoxingVoice.com. All the guys want, I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather.
That right there, that's the one I should have led with because that's it right there. Everybody want what Mayweather got, but they ain't bust their ass. They ain't got no Corrales. They ain't got no motherfucking Castillos. They ain't fighting no Chicanillo Hernandez in their first title shots. They just not doing it. And the dudes that's doing it, y'all hating on them. Y'all not giving them credit. Quick, what up in the 404? They want the Bugattis, but they don't want to put that Bugatti work.
Check this out. I'm listening to the Floyd slander, and I'm glad the old boy just called in because he summed it up perfectly. You know, I don't want to get back into all of that, but you know how boxing goes. These fighters they want all the rewards, but they don't want to take the risks like he did early in his career. But I'm just gonna say this. I'm tired of hearing these niggas calling in talking about Floyd need to get the fuck out the way. That's bullshit. Somebody need to get him out the way. With the advent that we got in today's times with social media and all this other stuff, we should have been had another star already. But don't nobody want to do it.
We got him.
And I fought the fighters.
got him. He's just controlled by Mayweather.
But they not entertaining enough.
No, he is entertaining. Bruh. We not talking about the same person, obviously. Tank is entertaining. Tank sells out. Tank is a star. Tank puts asses in seats, but Tank is
Right.
controlled by Mayweather. We went through his resume today. The dude, we couldn't find a black fighter. Somebody sent me a picture, but until they prove he's not Colombian or Afro-Cuban or Dominican, he ain't black either because the name don't match. So
True that.
that's the Floyd
But
Green print. He taking the only
well,
star we got and he tainting them.
But as far okay, you talking about maybe him on the promoter side. But as far as him doing these exhibitions, talking about he's stealing food off the plate, it's a dog eat dog world. Y'all got to get Floyd the fuck out of the way.
How? You
Get
don't
him
want
out
to fight
the way.
nobody to get you out the way.
You got to keep performing. Devin's on the way, but he got to keep performing, and he got to put on. He got to start finishing
Exactly,
guys in
and that's
better
the point of
fashion
the show.
in the ring, like Tank is doing.
That's the point of the show. Devin on his way, so you trying to shut off his light before he start burning. Why you going up against him?
Hey. Well, look, what he need to do is he need to go in there and knock Regis the fuck out in incredible fashion, and then people gonna want to see him again and again and again.
Yeah? Let me ask
they
you
gotta
this.
get Floyd the fuck out the way.
Let me ask you this. Who the fuck Floyd knocked out in incredible fashion that we wanted to see him again and again and again?
It didn't matter.
Oh,
but
so
the
it
thing
don't matter for
was,
Devin.
you couldn't.
So
You
it don't
talking about
matter
pretty
for
boy?
Devin.
You talking about money?
It don't
You talking
matter
about
for
pretty
Devin.
boy? You talking about money?
It don't matter for Devin. It don't matter for Devin. If it don't matter for Floyd, it don't matter for Devin. We don't need a knockout neither. Then.
Okay, but check this out. I got to go quick because Floyd was going through fights. Floyd will fight like 5 fights, go through 60 rounds and not get touched. Even though he wasn't knocking niggas out, he was still doing it in incredible fashion. That's my point.
Okay, but he never was undisputed at 23.
Facts.
All right.
I can't dispute that. That's my call. I get in tomorrow. Appreciate you, Ness.
All right. So that's all I'm saying. Don't shut that light off. It's like, damn, everybody say they want people to be better than them, except in this point. It's like, let's just shut that shit down. You about to fight on December 9th? Nah, we fight on December 9th. That shit makes zero sense, but whatever. Kentrell, Phoenix.
Yo, what's up? What's up? I'm calling to be a hater. I don't think highly enough of Floyd in this stage of his career to even steal this fight, man. I just feel like he's just so unforgettable. Like, no, my money is going to Devin Haney fight. I think Devin Haney is a man on the rise. But we already know that, we already know that Floyd Mayweather is an attention whore. He always been. Anytime Canelo want to do something, Floyd got to do something. You know what I mean? So I don't think too highly of Floyd. I don't think he's a good trainer. I don't think he was a great champion. I think he was a good one. I don't think he was great though, and his record proves that. I don't think too highly of Floyd, man, these days. I wish that he'd go somewhere, but I doubt if his fight do any numbers. Do you know how many pay-per-view sales they have on his last fight?
Which last fight?
When he was fighting that guy, I don't remember. It was a black guy that he was fighting, I think.
Who you talking about, Floyd?
I don't really keep up with him. Yeah.
Nah, man, I ain't look up Floyd pay-per-view numbers and since he fought a real fight.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna do numbers. I don't think Floyd is great. I think he's good, but not great. And that guy that called earlier, I don't know, I can't remember what he was saying now, but he was talking that bullshit. Talking about what did Keith Thurman do to deserve a fight. First off, Keith Thurman was Floyd Mayweather mandatory. So Floyd got out of that because they elevated him to super WBC champion, I think. And you ain't got to fight no mandatories. So Keith did enough to fight Floyd. Floyd just didn't want that smoke. That's my call, champ.
All right. Two-Tone, the superstar. Two-Tone, not connecting. I got Aldi $2. Floyd Petty. I guess you know. I mean, James Benitez. Nope, we got to that. Who we got? Who we got? Boom, 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 boom. Quan.
Yo,
What up?
what up, bro? Sure. So, who he fighting? Who Floyd fighting?
I don't know, man, because the rumor from ProBox is still Mikey, even though Mikey and Robert denying it. So I don't know if they trying to keep the word hush. Nobody knows.
I don't get it, bro, because it's like, yo, Devin be saying, even in the last interview, he was just with Ariel Wani. He talking about like they friends and stuff, but I don't get it. If they was friends, even if it's business at the end of the day, if they friends, why he moved like that? And my only answer I could come up was that is that he do see the projection of Devin's career, and he do see that it's threatening to maybe his legacy. It's going at the end of the day, if Devin keep doing what he doing, he gonna have more champions than Floyd, and he gonna be undisputed. He gonna have all the accolades, and you know, and I think maybe Floyd don't want to see that happen. I don't know. It's weird. If they was cool, I just don't feel like he should move like that. But then again, it's like I kind of think of it as he never passed that torch. Like, you feel me? He went out a winner, so that's he went out as I'm the best. It's kind of like when I think about in basketball, like when Jordan went out, how he went out, even though it wasn't the best with the Wizards, but like everybody's still clinging on to them 6 rings and shit. So now Bron trying to get there, and he always gonna be in the shadow of Michael Jordan. Or anytime LeBron do something that any step he take forward, it's always gonna be, oh no, Michael Jordan did this, or and I can see Michael Jordan act like that as well, personally, with LeBron. Like anytime LeBron try to come out and release a documentary, something, Jordan comes out with his own little version of something, and it always overshadows. And he always do some little throwback documentary, boom, boom, boom. Every time LeBron do an accomplishment, it's like he never let LeBron really take that number one spot. He's still living in his fame, and this gonna be the same for Floyd. And it's just like it could be equal at the end of the day, but the problem is he never passed the torch, so you can't do nothing about it. Then it just is what it is. I just think he need to. I don't know, bro. I really don't know because he's still fighting shit. So it's gonna be like this until he stop the exhibition, honestly. But yeah, that's all I have to really say on all that. What you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, bruh, it's like one of the last callers said, somebody got to get him out of there, but it's hard when the next biggest
You
star
may feel like it's your time, but
is
it's not your
Tank,
time.
because, and I don't even think it matters because Canelo exists and AJ existed. It's just, bro, he just got a dominant audience, man. They gonna always be there for him. It's like, it's like an old rap group that go on tour and shit. Motherfuckers still turn up. Two-Tone, the superstar. Damn, where you at, champ? You can't get no service. My man still ain't connect. Majid,
Yo, y'all can hear me?
perfect.
Um, Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. I feel like what he doing, that shit a weak ass move. I'll be 100 with you. I don't even give a fuck about them fights on the undercard. Like, Devin Haney gonna get his shine regardless of what this nigga do. You know what I'm saying? It's just making it obvious, what type of nigga that Devin Haney been growing up around. Like, niggas don't give a fuck about you if they can't make no money with you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he could do this fight. They're gonna try to force us to buy pay-per-view. The thing is that Devin Haney just got to keep winning. It's fucking 2023, a new era where niggas ain't getting one belt, letting other three belts loom around and say they the best in the weight class without fighting every nigga that got the belt and then become undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get all the belts, then you could say you the man at the division. If it's other people that got the belts, you can't be running with that shit. So I just feel like fuck what Mayweather doing. You know what I'm saying? His time has passed. And you got niggas like Canelo got the undisputed. Bud got that shit 2 times. Devin Haney got that shit. He could still fight and go for undisputed. Like, keep collecting belts at 140, you know what I'm saying? And become undisputed. So I'm like, only thing that could fuck that up is these fighters lose and shit. Other than that, he could try to roadblock, and create some resistance and all that. But you can't. Humans can't stop trains. Like the train is the motherfucking wind. The more you win, the more the money pile up. The more the haters hate and shit. So you see, Devin got to be doing something good because you even got Floyd Money Mayweather hating on you, and that's some history for Devin Haney and his family. Like his hating ass nigga. He did what he did. He made damn near $1 billion, if not $1 billion, in his career. But that motherfucker need to stop hating. And one more thing, that shit about Keith Thurman. Like, come on, man. Keith Thurman couldn't get that motherfucking fight with Floyd, and everybody around knew it. L. Spence threw some heat on his little bitch ass in the gym, and Thurman calling him out. He like, yeah, if you fight my youngin, you know what I'm saying, then you could fight me. And that's when the Errol Spence Dick Riders was born. You know what I'm saying? And they gave Keith Thurman all of this heat talking about why you don't fight Spence, why you don't fight Spence. But then when Spence ain't want to fight Crawford, they said side of the street shit. You know what I'm saying? So we can't even pay attention to a nigga like Mayweather and what the fuck he doing because the more you dig deeper into that shit, it's so many inconsistencies and all they say is, well, he made a lot of money. It was a good money move, but it wasn't good for boxing. You know what I'm saying? So fuck what they doing, fuck what he talking about, and fuck that event, man. I'ma support Devin Haney shit, even though I'm still mad at that Shakur negotiation. I'ma watch niggas that's making real history, not niggas just coming in trying to cock block on what niggas trying to achieve in life. But that's all I got, man.
All right, champ. Appreciate you. We got General Camino. What is up?
Yo, nice. How to sound?
Straight.
Heard you. Yeah, bruh. It would appear as if Floyd is on some weirdo shit with this, pay-per-view on the same day as Haney. Because, I mean, it goes without saying that Floyd got some pull over at PBC and with Al Heyman and Showtime. So, you know, so for me, I'm just looking at it like, bruh, let the young bull get his shine, bruh. Like, let Devin earn his pay-per-view. Let him get his honest pay per view numbers. Like, let him get his own day. Let him try to sell out and see what he could do. Like, let him grow as a pay per view. So I don't understand like why you would put a pay per view show, especially the one they putting on the same day Devin doing his. I mean, I get it with the competition of like promoters and shit like that, but that shit just real corny to me.
Mm. Well, all
I
right.
get it. Like, you've been a boxing star your whole life. You hear me?
I do.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like Floyd been a boxing star his whole life, so I get how he feeling. Like it's probably kind of, you feel me, the promoting and having your own stable full of fighters probably doesn't give him that same thrill as being in the ring and being in the spotlight. And I get it, but it's like, yo, your time is done, bro. Like, and what makes it worse is that there are still a lot of casual fans who are willing to play for Floyd hopping in the ring with anything and anybody. Because if Floyd got in the ring with a bear, I think he'd sell pay-per-views. You feel me? Like that's the type of shit that's the type of level he on with it. So I don't know, man. It's crazy to see. What you think about the scenario? I just kind of tuned in. You think he on some hating shit, or you think it's something
It's
else?
it's tough to say, man. It could just be the Bon Voyage card. When you think of Showtime boxing, you think of Mayweather. So it's probably fitting. He brought outside of Mike Tyson and that Lennox Lewis fight, Floyd brought big time boxing to Showtime. So, I just feel like it's a thank you card.
And I get that, but like a thank you card, an exhibition, and you the main event, and then under you is like real
Uh,
fights. Like
I
it's
mean,
an
I mean,
odd
I
look.
I
I
think
mean, I
that
get it.
I think
I
that's
get it
their
because I
attempt to appeal to real boxing fans. Is like by giving you real fights on his exhibition undercard, he draws in real boxing fans and still draws in the casuals for the exhibition.
and that makes sense. I just think it's a corny move, man. Like have one thing or the
You may
other. Have
feel
an
like it's your
exhibition
time,
event with a bunch of exhibition
but it's
fights, or
not your
have a
time.
boxing event with real.
I hear you, champ. You was breaking up a little bit, but that was your time. Q and North, what is up?
Hey, Nestor.
What up, Q?
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Uh, yo, Ness, this shit funny to me. Like, I feel like people speculating only because this Showtime last hurrah. So, like, maybe he ain't had no choice but to do it on this date. This ain't the first time that this date been rumored. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they
Yeah,
might not have had
this
no choice
was
but
this
to do it on this.
was Earl and Crawford alleged date, rumored alleged date.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they didn't want to put that fight on at the same time as uh Dev fight because Dev fight was supposed to be October 28th.
Mm,
Supposedly, he moved off that date because the Tyson Fury fight ended up being on October 28th.
yep.
So we don't know if this was supposed to be the Crawford fight way back when, and they, you know what I mean? Like we just don't know. Like so, like people saying, "Oh, he hating" and all of that. If Dev came out and said we cool as business, then Dev might know like this the only date that they had for him. Like this was the only time they could have did it. This they last shit. It's already basically November, and they got to get this shit done. And maybe they don't got time to be trying to move around and find other venues and other dates. Like this might be it. Like I feel like people be doing mad speculating and they don't know the inside. Like Floyd hating on Dev, and that's why he doing it. He being petty. Like all that kind of shit is kind of crazy, especially when the dude who everybody say he's shitting on is like, yo, we cool. It's just business. Like this shit don't make no sense to me. And honestly, to me too, only I think the PBC card is the better card, but the best fight is on the zone. If you feel what I'm saying, like I would rather watch Dev main event than Floyd main event, but the that undercard, I kind of want to see Keith come back, and then he fighting Stanionis. He ain't fighting no bum or no name. And then I kind of want to see Laura and Danny fight because I feel like that's gonna be like an interesting fight for me. And I kind of think like since we talking about last hurrah, and like you said, like Showtime boxing and PBC, who we think about, who really had that shit popping a couple years ago was Danny, Keith, Floyd, Laura, like those kind of motherfuckers. Like so. I'm kind of not mad at the card. It's unfortunate that it's on his night, and I got homies like, cause we was just talking about this earlier. They basically saying like, I'm gonna stream the Showtime shit, and I'm gonna pay.
All right, he dropped off. He must have got a call. We got Al in the Bay. What do you say? Actually, Al, hold that thought, man. We got Two Tone that had been trying for 3 times now. What up, Two Tone?
What up, Ness, man? It's your boy Two Tone Superstar. Please say the superstar. This is why Manny Pacquiao has a better legacy as a fighter than Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Money Mayweather is ducking Pacquiao even in the exhibition fights. Musty energy. Floyd Mayweather lied to the young boxer because he always does not mention the pretty boy Floyd era of Floyd winning that smoke with Shane Mosley, of Floyd fighting Zab Judah, even though he did duck Margarito. I don't care about him fighting Baltimore for the belt. that was a duck for Margarito, and I say that respectfully. Then Floyd had his fans dick riding him to only care about the O, which is nasty. That's why the Mexican fans don't give a fuck if they fighter loses. Then you niggas, as soon as a nigga lost the fight, you punk ass fans, y'all started hating on the boxers, and that's why these young niggas got fucking anxiety and scared to lose their motherfucking O. That's why Ryan Garcia ain't give a fuck about losing his O. At some point, Jay-Z told the truth. Jay-Z said, you niggas need to get a, yeah, I hustled, but at some point, you niggas need to fix your credit and get a house. Floyd has yet to do that. And I say that respectfully. Floyd got Gervonta Tank Davis in the Mayweather Protection Program. And I pray to God that Jerron Booth Ennis does not go to Mayweather Promotions, because Floyd will have this man fighting an Uber driver within 5.7 seconds. Booth's career would be destroyed. He'll make a lot of money, but his legacy will be absolutely disgusting and trash. We all know Floyd is fighting on this date because Devin the Dream Haney, Dev Dollars, is going to get that strap at 140 and have the leverage over a non-legacy Gervonta Tank Davis. This is a pure ploy to step on Dev fucking Dollars. But guess what? It ain't going to work because Dev Dollars is going to stop Regis. The power will be different at 140, and I say that respectfully. Remember, legacy over currency. When your legacy is lit, you want to get that bread as long as you're not spending money on bitches crazy. And I say that respectfully. TBV, November 25th, the Boxer Voice Boxer Party. Buy your motherfucking tickets now. Two-Tone will be in the building. I'm out. Caller of the year.
Let's go. Champ, appreciate you. Don't forget, we all having a fight party for Demetrius Andre, who's going to be challenging David Benavidez right here in Las Vegas. Come out with us. Tickets are on our Eventbrite. Get yourself some tickets. Meet up with us. It's going to be everything included. That's pay-per-view. That's food. That's unlimited drinks. Good people, knowledgeable boxing fans, and a great time. We got Al in the Bay. What up?
Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? Straight from the Bay Area. You know what it is. Um, yeah, man, it's just yeah, man. I don't understand like why people even pay for pay-per-views. I get Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Money Mayweather, but this fight is an expedition. And then it's like, yeah, they got some real fighters on the undercard, but nah, I can't get jiggy with that, man. Like Will Smith, man, I can't get jiggy with that. Um, I'll be at Dez fight anyway, but it's just to me, I don't see the upside of buying Floyd's pay per view. Normally people buy the pay per view for the main card, for the main fight. It's like you know, it's like one of those things where it's like I can't even watch those other people box like the YouTube stars or whatever. I can't get jiggy with that neither. It's like that's all ridiculous. It's like that stuff shouldn't even be on pay per view. You know. So yeah, man, that's my call, man. I don't even think Floyd should even be on pay per view. If you want to have one good night, just do it for the fans and just do it on just regular Showtime. But for pay per view, that's out. That's my call.
Counterpunch, James Benitez. Make sure you keep him in mind for Counterpunch of the Year. Coming on strong. What up, champ?
Oh, what's up, Ness? You hear me?
Perfect.
All right, cool, man. Hey, Two Tone, man. Hey, man. I love your weight loss journey. I love all that, man. But call of the year, I don't know, man. You can be rookie of the year for this show, man, because you just came on board this year, man. But back to what I was calling about, man. Yo, Ness, man. Yeah, this will like Two Tone said, this will give Devin another notch to hold over to hold over Tank's head and everything once he claims his belt. But you know what legacy of Floyd that he's actually already on track for already? He's already a quarter away there. He's already a quarter of a way beating current and former champions, man. That's a pretty big legacy, man, that Devin's already trailing already, man. And Devin, you know, how he take care of his health and his body and everything, and if he stays on track for 2 fights a year, by the time he's 33, he's already going to surpass Floyd's greatness, man. And that's a big deal. And that's almost, to me personally, that's almost a bigger deal than the 50-0, because we see how some fighters are cheating these wins. But if Devin really gets out of the mud, what some fighters don't think he's really doing, and does that, you can't say that he's the new nigga, the new head in charge of boxing, man. Only time will tell. Devin will be able to push Floyd out the way if he stays grinding like he is, man. And a lot of these callers today, man, they made me kind of think about it, man. Even though this will be Showtime's farewell event and everything with all those stars, I gotta go ahead and just show respect to Lloyd Haney, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and purchase this fight early, man, and I'll just stay tuned to watch that, man. That Showtime shit, that's a bunch of yesteryear fighters. I'll just check that out on the show, man, when you talk about it the next day. Anyways, Ness, man, what you think about that? What you think about that, Ness, man? With Devin being able to pass Floyd's 23 current and former champions record, and I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously he seems to be on track to doing it, but it's about to get more difficult. He's moved up in weight. Excuse me, he's moved up in weight, and the challenges will certainly get greater. Um, you got 140, and then it'll eventually turn to 147. He's only got 6 right now or 5. So, it's still a lot left. Still a lot left, you know? We'll see. Um, who is next? Tyron, what up?
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
Yo, what's good, champ?
What up with you?
Not much, man. How you doing, man? Hope everyone tuned in. Blessed, feeling good. Um, yeah. Floyd trying to steal. So, who is supposed to be the opponent? Are you hearing? Is it Mikey or is it Gotti grandson? You heard anything like the rumors of that, champ?
I have not heard Gotti's grandson. Certainly heard Gotti's son.
Okay.
And Mikey. That's the only 2 rumors that I have heard.
Okay, yeah, man. But as a
But I
boxing purist,
believe,
man,
again, I believe it's real because I was with a lot of the young kids on Mayweather that say they fighting on that day.
that's unfortunate, man. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm not surprised. Floyd, he's the guy that wants all the attention on him. He'll find a way to bring all the attention on him. Like at the fight with Jamel and Canelo, he found a way to bring it back on him. When Jamel was up there, he had a hey, who did this, who did this and that. So I'm not too surprised. But honestly, it sucks though. Because you got Devin Haney. I think the leader of New School. You know what I'm saying, taking these big fights. Rig is a gamble. You don't know how you're gonna be at 140, but it's just like, yo, let the young kids shine, man. You know what I'm saying, Floyd? You did what you had to do. If you're not coming back in the sport and fighting like these top guys, like the expeditions, man. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but on the same day as a big fight with Devin Haney and Prograis, I mean, that's kind of disrespectful, and it's sad, honestly, man, because instead of Floyd trying to book a expedition on the same date, he need to be like, yo, go support Devin Haney. You train with Devin Haney. You know what I mean? You brought Devin Haney into your gym. So, I mean, I just feel like it's unfortunate that, he's trying to put an event on the same day as Devin Haney. But, I mean, the real boxing fans, true boxing fans, going to tune in to, what's really important, what's really the big fight, and that's Haney and Progress, man. Again, it's like, and that's what's wrong with the sport as well. You know what I mean? That's like we have these young guys that's trying to take the sport to the next level, but yet we still have these old heads still trying to be in the game. Like it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? So, but I think Haney and Progress is still gonna do well. I won't be tuned into Floyd expedition fights anymore, man. Honestly, and I know I think the backcard was talking about Haney possibly catching up to Floyd record, but Canelo about to break that record, and so once he break it, he gonna take it further and further. But Haney definitely has a chance to be up there at the end of his career. I like Haney's career. I like the fights that he's taking, fighting champions, and we need that in the sport. We need to push that to the forefront. We need to make these type of guys. Hey, this is the face of boxing. Y'all think Tank the face of boxing? You think this? No, this guy's the face of boxing. He's doing what you know. Um, it's what the sport is all about. Taking legacy fights, fighting for belts. You know what I mean? Back in the day, fighting for a WBC, fighting for a belt mean everything. Now it seems like it don't mean anything. You know what I mean? Hey, let's match this guy up with this person. It's all about the money. It's about the money, about the money. And don't get me wrong, get your money. You know what I'm saying? That's a dangerous sport. But at the end of the day, don't um don't lose value and why you went into the sport. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose that hunger and to be great, because at the end of the day, it's a gladiator sport, and we fighting for belts. We fighting for who the best at the end of the day. So it's unfortunate that Floyd trying to again take all the attention on him. But true boxing fans, I believe, gonna prevail, and we should
You
support the
may
Devin
feel like it's
Haney
your time,
Progress fight. But
but
that's
it's
my
not your
call,
time.
champ. I appreciate you, man. Much love, TBV. Shouts out.
Appreciate you. Adrian.
What's up, Ness? It's inevitable. It's D Block, D Town, D City, D Ville, Baltimore. Facts. I like I like that Keith Thurman, man. That Keith Thurman with that gap in his tooth. You know what I mean? Don't duck me, son. Don't duck me, son. That was the Keith Thurman I remember. Told Paulie right in his face in the press conference. But let me tell you something, man. Floyd Money Mayweather at that time to fight Keith Thurman was a dangerous fight. I don't care what people say. That press conference would have been lit. The way Keith Thurman talks, the way Floyd Mayweather talks, you know what I mean? It's all about the Benjamins for Floyd. And Keith didn't touch them Benjamins yet. So he was going to be like that dog. You put that pit bull with the other pit bull and they're about to fight. Who's hungry, like they say? And I promise you, Keith Thurman would have gone in that ring and would have wanted it all. Floyd, he knew what it was about. Defense all day pays the bills. But it would have been a great fight, a great press conference, a great post conference, and I still think Keith Thurman would have given him a hell of a fight, just like Zab Judah. Talking about Floyd never got touched. He got touched by Zab. He got touched by Shane. Man, he got touched by I forget the other name, but he was a southpaw too. I'm just saying, like let's not let's remember what Floyd did. He got Tank Davis, bobblehead, Baltimore's greatest son, that's never done nothing. WBA regular champ. He's trying to take that light away from Haney. He knows he's a threat, and that's facts. What you got to say with that, Ness?
Nah, man, great call. You know, you have said something that other people have mentioned in terms of trying to make sure Haney doesn't do as well as he can so that he doesn't have the leverage over Tank by
There you
keeping those
go.
pay-per-view numbers down.
That's it.
So you're not the first to
Exactly
say
what I was
that.
going to tell you, man. Exactly what I was going to tell you. He knows that when they go to the negotiating tables, and that day would have been open, he would have said, "Well, I did 150,000 pay-per-view fights with Lomachenko. My pay-per-views went up even more with Prograis. He knows what the leverage is. But guess what? At the end of the day, we still got a youngin. His name is Devin Haney, the truth. Whatever you want to call him, he is the dream. And guess what? He's Tank Davis' nightmare. Baltimore, be ready. Either Shakur or Devin Haney gonna knock his ass out. D Block, D Town, DC, D-Ville. Baltimore, stand up.
All right. Yeah, I mean, let's see if Devin gets a knockout now that he's at 40. Um, does the power, somehow carry up? Was he sucking himself down? That's what a lot of people want to believe. We'll see. We got Hardcore Dub on a check-in. What up?
Yo, how the audio?
Straight.
Sorry, this was up. Shout out TBV, smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself, man. I always ask this question. This, my hardcore boxing buddy, man. Do boxing try to hurt themselves by putting on pay-per-views on the same night? What do you think?
Say again. I'm sorry.
Do boxing try to hurt one another by putting on events, pay-per-views on the same night?
Hell yeah.
I don't know why he don't believe that. Like I cannot, cause he just don't believe. It just can't. He just can't understand. I mean, not understand, but he just can't see the logic in the company wanting to get less profit by putting on an event when they could put it on another day and get more profit, even if it is to hurt your competitor. For some reason, they just don't get it, man. This is a competition, man. It's Burger King, this Pizza Hut, this McDonald's. They don't work together. They in competition. You know, it ain't. I bet they probably getting them back for some events they thought they hurt on the PBC side, but I'm not sure. I'm not. It's not cool. It's not. Mayweather do need to let these guys have their time. I wish he wouldn't be doing it. I mean, I'm not. I'm not mad at the pay-per-view being on the same night, but if he's going to be on there, it's like, man. And then I'm sure you want to court Devin to come to PBC when he becomes a free agent. So how would he feel about coming over now? I mean, I think he understands his business. He was on Ariel Helwani. He understands his business. It seemed like, because that's all he was talking about, his business, right? His business, right? So he still should come to the PBC if he understands his business. And they just out to get some profits, but also hurt the zone bottom line at the end of the day. I mean, it's so many weekends. I'm not sure, but I can't be in the business of saying it's a coincidence when it happens so much. But it ain't but so many weekends though. So I don't like how far ahead was this plan?
I mean,
Who had the
it could be a date that was already on hold. Remember, like there was rumors of this being Earl and whatever's date.
okay.
Earl and
Okay.
Bud.
So it could be just a coincidence. But I don't yeah, I'm gonna lean to the side of they know what they're doing. They know they're trying to hurt the competition. This is the way to give them a kick on their way out. And yeah, man, I'm- the pay per view was going to do what 80,000. Now it's going to do 35 for Devin.
Mm.
And what the pay per view for the PBC, you still going to not do as good as you would have if Devin wasn't on. So they'll get it together one day, man. Maybe PBC go to the zone, and it's all the fantasy that everybody want comes to life, comes true. It's not another island with Prime and Amazon. But I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. What the poll came out to be?
The poll on our YouTube.com is at 63%. Mayweather blocks people's shine.
Yep, that's what I voted on. That's what I voted on, man. It just seems like that. It just seems like that. But like I said, it's not a coincidence. To me, it's not a coincidence. It's just a way to give the zone a kick on the way out, man. I know it's crazy to say, but I just see it for what it is, man. I see it for what it is. It ain't no way to me. To me. But hey, man, shout out TBV. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself.
All right. I've been sent a video where Haney responds on a Fight Hype interview or talks about it. And shout out to Fight Hype and Sean Zattel. And there it is.
What's your thoughts on maybe sharing the night with Floyd Mayweather? He might be fighting on Showtime
I mean,
the same night.
that's cool. At the end of the day, it's boxing.
Floyd been in the sport for a while now. It's my time. Rather he's fighting on that night or not, I think a lot of people still gonna tune in because this is a real fight right here. This is big time boxing. The best fighting the best. So yeah.
Do you feel like not again?
So there you go. I don't know how much more. What's the follow-up question?
Touch on that point, not just winning the fights, but doing what you did outside. That's how you fill the shoes of a Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, okay. No, he went somewhere else with it, but at least Devin said he feels it's his time. So he's answering it in a positive way, but I know deep down inside it's gotta bother. But
Yo,
thank you,
TDB.
Majid. What up, Brandon?
Hey, I think we might be overthinking this just a hair, because like you said, this date was probably already secured by PPC because this was the rumored date for Earl and Bud. Now that they know Earl wasn't going to be probably physically ready for the rematch, and they had the discrepancy about what weight, they still had to fill it. So that's one thing. Two, Devin and Reed just had multiple dates. Remember, it was supposed to be October, then I think they said November, then they finally switched to December 9th when they locked it in. So Devin's date wasn't always December 9th. So I don't think this was
Yeah,
a
I mean,
blatant
remember
sabotage. I mean, I
that
know it's a
Devin.
great narrative to run with. Yes, Floyd does like I think Floyd fought an exhibition on the night of a tank fucking pay-per-view, didn't he? If I'm mistaken, or something. He fought on one of those exhibitions. I want to say it was the night of a tank fight or another PBC pay-per-view. So he does this shit, but I don't think they scheduled this with in mind to sabotage Devin Haney. No, I don't think that. Me personally, I'm gonna probably still fuck with Devin. Devin's fight is a better main event. I do think PBC has a better undercard overall, but I've never personally purchased the Floyd Mayweather.
We
Personally
lost you.
watched. Can you hear me?
You say you personally never purchased a Floyd Mayweather.
Exhibition. I've never ever even watched one. Really, I don't fuck with exhibition matches. Like I said, if he want my money, he got to fight Charleston White. Well, let me ask you something, Ness. I was having a conversation. This is off topic, but I just want your opinion, hardcore to hardcore. He's a seasoned veteran in the game. I was having a discussion with one of my hardcore slash casual friends. The discussion of AJ and Wilder came up. When was the fight bigger, Ness, in your opinion? When they were both undefeated, about to fight for undisputed, or is the fight bigger now that they got bigger quote unquote profiles because they've been seen by more people?
Ah, man, that's so difficult. Cause I I want to see that person's logic in them being more known. Like obviously Wilder is known, but I feel like he's lost so much belief in him. Not fans, just belief. Like people really thought he was the baddest man on the planet, and that is gone. So I don't know how many people care about him fighting AJ now. To say that it wasn't bigger when they would have been for undisputed for all the marbles.
You may feel like it's your time, but it's not your time.
In the height of their prime, I don't know, bro. Like he's older now. The other one is lost and has been in like my man just we like bro, remember that AJ used to be so big that we would have did a show on the fact that he went to sleep in a dark room for however many days. He just did that. Like no one gives a fuck about AJ no more. Like he lost that. Like, bro, we was doing shows on AJ, man, AJ in a hot tub with 8 dudes.
Yeah.
Showtime, AJ.
So you basically saying it was bigger back then,
Hell
without
yeah,
saying it.
hell yeah.
Okay,
Everybody know that
that's what I
shit.
thought. Shout out to my casual friend who said it's about the same amount. It does about the same amount of buys then as it does now. So
Oh,
that was just my casual little homie.
yo,
Just my casual little homie.
yo. The only way I agree with that too is yeah, it's gonna do the same numbers it would have did then now because more people steal now, and back then less people knew about streaming. Less people were like I'm abused already. I'm abused. I feel like it's time to steal. You know what I'm saying? Like they out of control. Like this is out of control. I've been watching this shit for a minute, man. I never had 2 boxing pay-per-views on one day. You know, the fact that Timothy Bradley answered that question with like, oh, it's the business of boxing. When is the business gonna stop? Because you doing business, I'm still gonna do my business. But it's like we never divided the fans this badly. We're at a point where the economics are letting us put 2 pay-per-views for the same sport on the same day. Like that never happened before. At least I don't remember 2 boxing pay-per-views. Didn't matter if they was rivals or not. I don't remember that shit in the last 13, 14 years. I just don't.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm gonna let you get to some other callers next, man. But just shout out to all my little casual homies, man.
All right.
That's my call, man. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the argument of Wilder Fury making Wilder bigger, but he lost so much. I don't know. I think that fight was big when it was undisputed. You know, Wilder was fucking hot. AJ fucked that fight up, man. You know, he never put his foot down with Eddie. He let Eddie control that shit. Like, bro, the fact that people didn't even believe me back then, it's like, bro, how the fuck you offering a dude a flat 12,500,000 for a super fight? Like they was tripping back then, man. It was fucked up. But Eddie, he needed AJ. Eddie needed AJ as long as he needed AJ to continue to build his brand and his empire. You know, he couldn't let Wilder, you know, derail them from their plans. The sad part is that look at Wilder Fury. You know, all AJ had to do was have the same Wilder mindset, which he's lost fights, and it seems like he does have that same mindset, and we would have got a trilogy out of them, you know. But we ain't get that. And I know some people will blame Wilder for not going over there. And I guess in retrospect, I'm not happy he didn't take the fucking 120 either. You know, there was a lot of heavyweights on the zone. He would have been active on the zone. He probably would have read up. I mean, you think of Tevin Farmer, my man defended his belt 5 times on the zone. Like, he still brags about that. You know, that's just the unfortunate part of this sport. Listen, on my landline, if you're there and you haven't pressed 1, it's time to press it. That's why I haven't gotten to you. The number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. There you go. I knew you was waiting. I just figured, like, what's going on? Talk to us, champ. New caller. Who's
Nah.
this?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, what up?
What's up? What's up? Nah, I've been hearing everybody out, and I just have my perspective on
Where
it.
you at?
If
Queens?
that's fair enough.
Brooklyn?
Yeah,
Harlem?
Queens, New York. Queens, New York.
Holla. Take it away.
Holla. All right, so you can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game. You know what I'm saying? And the game is who's gonna make the most money. You know what I'm saying? That's the game. At the end of the day, you got to think about who really destroyed boxing. The promoters. That's who really destroyed boxing. The greedy promoters, the Bob Arams, back to what's his name,
But
Don
Floyd's
King.
a promoter right
these
now.
that's
you
my
can
point.
change the game.
Floyd is playing that promoter, you know what I'm saying? And what's happening right now, everybody's getting emotional about it, but it's not to get emotional about it. He's just trying to check the metric. What is the metric? What is my numbers probably gonna do versus Devin Haney's numbers? You know what I'm saying? What is the metric?
But
behind,
why sabotage someone?
It's just business. It's just boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's an individual sport. We're not in a team sport. I get what you're saying, my brother. Like, why would he do that? We don't know Floyd's situation. We don't know how bad Floyd needs to fight people. We don't know.
But we know how big he is. We know that he's big enough to fight on any day, and it doesn't have to be that day. right? He's
True,
still
but that's
he's
back to the
still
metric.
like one of the faces of boxing. So it's like you don't gotta fight on my date. Like you don't.
You don't, but he can. That's the thing. Because why can't he? Because he's Floyd Mayweather.
All right. So then
He
he's
has that
open. So then he's open for criticism.
fair, but it's still business. You think Floyd has been getting
Is it
criticism
business or is
his
it
entire
personal?
career.
Is it business or is it
Say it again.
personal? Is it business or is it personal? What's so special about that date that you need to go on it on all? And again, not just go on it, but be you're making history. Like again, I've been watching consistently as a fucking degenerate hardcore for 13, 14 years. I never seen two boxing pay-per-views on the same day. Have you?
No,
Oh, why
no.
then?
Actually, that's
So
bad for business.
so why then?
Matter of fact, that's bad for business.
So is it personal or is it business? If we've never seen it in the last 14 years, you want me to believe it's business, not personal. Okay.
Only because of where the metric lies. You know what I'm saying? Where are my numbers versus his numbers? I get where you're coming from.
So then
Because
it
you're
is
saying,
personal.
why would you do?
So then it is personal because he personally wants to make sure that he's better than the younger Haney, is what you're saying. I mean, because it still sounds personal.
I mean,
You may feel like it's your time,
technically, I'm not
but
trying to
it's not your time.
contradict myself by saying this, but technically, business is all about competition. So I'm not gonna say it's personal, but at the end of the day, it's competition. How you break it down. Boxing is an individual sport. He can't make money with Haney. Haney's in the zone. Haney's not with Mayweather Promotions. At the end of the day, it's all about money. That's why when you got Tank Davis and Mayweather is bringing up Tank Davis, right? He's saying this is the next guy. This is
And
because why? All about the money.
this is exactly why numerous callers have said he's personally doing this to spite Devin, to shadow Devin's numbers so that Devin doesn't have leverage when he negotiates with Tank next year. We got Oni Snatch.
Ness, man, the man said, I don't want to contradict myself, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
If it's business, if it's business and it's so businessy, why have the last 5 years in America, every network that has broadcasted boxing has reduced its budget each year? If it was such great for business, Floyd's exhibitions would have all been on Showtime. Showtime wouldn't be going out of business. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I see what
so
you're saying.
you could tell it's personal. Let me just steal these little 200,000 buys because that's probably what I'll get because nobody's buying my shit anyways. Yeah, I'm Floyd. Yeah, I make 300 million a month. Yeah, but I was fighting in an empty stadium in London. My fucking exhibition pay-per-views have been on apps that nobody's heard of. No major U.S. broadcaster has picked up any of my exhibitions since the Conor McGregor fight. But it's business. I got to do this. I'm a hell of a fighter. It's comedy-ness when you see so many fanboys caping for certain fighters instead of caping for the sport of boxing. I'm with stealing all that shit. I got that Errol Spence Fire Stick on special. I steal all the fights that don't advance the sport of boxing. If you're not advancing the sport of boxing, what the fuck I need to buy your shit for? I choose as the consumer where my disposable income goes. My disposable income went to Regis Prograis and Chones Zepeda. I didn't want to pay for it, but okay, these guys are scrapping. I'm subsidizing the sport that I support with a fight. Okay, these are real fighters. I'll buy Devin versus Regis, or I'm probably even going to go to the fight. But if Floyd was doing all this magic and this guy Ness, Showtime wouldn't be leaving. He would have built another star to pass the torch. So Showtime would be like, damn, like we're making money. We don't need to leave. But everybody's gonna ignore that and just say like, oh, it's business or it's personal, it's a sport. Like, which one is it? Is it business, personal, or is it sport? Which one? Let's come to what it is. And you could see that Floyd don't like to give certain fighters that look like him clout to overshine him. You know, especially in the smaller divisions. He can't do nothing about the heavyweights. When he was over there in London and the hoes was walking past him to go to AJ, I'm like, bro, you're a little dude. That's a giant of a man. You can't compete with that. But, you know, I don't know, Ness. It's just comedy at the end of the day. What do you think?
Definitely not comedy. Only because, you know, I feel it can affect Devin, and, you know, it will then make negotiations next year more difficult. As we can see, there's been a lot of pressure slowly and strategically being put on
You may feel like
by
it's
the
your time,
Rise podcast.
but it's not your time.
If you go, they continue to post things, building the fight. Uh, you know, we're on their podcast, Instagram. Obviously, they pin this one and tell you that the fight has to happen next year. They just posted this, you know, saying they're getting tired of William Haney. And it's a little funny video with at the end, after this guy says we getting tired of and points at this guy. Obviously, they show a face of Will. They got all their fans there laughing. You know, they talk about it. These are clips. As you can see, they're talking about the fight, talking about the fight. Those are 3 different clips. They're building it. So they're setting all things in motion, and there's no way I don't believe that this will come into play next year during the negotiations, that this pay-per-view was successful or wasn't successful. I just think that it's you know, I think it's something that is unfortunate, but something that's certainly going to be something that we talk about, something that they bring up, you know, because you hear Calvin in numerous interviews say the numbers. They got to get their numbers up. The numbers always matter. So, yeah, I just, you know, I'm sure it's going to be more of the same. And, you know, Floyd doing that, hindering those numbers, will affect Devin in those negotiations. What up, Dub? I thought we got to you.
Yo.
I thought we got to you.
Oh yeah, you did.
Did you disconnect, my man? Go for it.
Oh no, I got you on the CP. Yo.
Yeah, no, we hear you. Take it away.
Okay, my fault. I thought I had to be on Twitter, man. Yeah, man. I just wanna, my boy got lost, man, for some reason. I dropped him off at the bus stop. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he didn't catch the bus. I thought the bus was gonna take him to school. I guess I still take my boy B to school, man. So some kind of way he still got lost, and the whole point was the profiles would be bigger. Now, Ness, you killed the argument when you said it's a possibility. That killed it right there. He said it was no way that the fight was gonna do the amount of pay-per-views that it would have did back then. Not nowhere close. And I'm like, bro, it still would do not as it probably won't do more, but it'll do just about the same. It's not going to do more. They thought it would double if they would have kept, you know what I'm saying? But more people know them double now than they did in 2019. The glove gate hadn't happened. Andrew Ruiz hadn't beat AJ hadn't even fought in America, I don't think. His come out party against Andrew Ruiz hadn't even happened yet. In America. People didn't even know AJ. He walked the streets of New York. People were like, who is that? His profile is much bigger. And then that you killed him again and he got quiet and he didn't even notice. You said that it still would be the same amount of bias because more people steal. Do we need to put it in subtitles or something? More people was gonna be watching it. His Ness is a hardcore and he hurt and he a boxing fan, so no, it's not as big in his heart as it would. But the casuals, the 1.5 or the 2 million that's gonna buy the pay-per-view are casuals and they don't give a fuck about none of that we hardcores are upset about because it took so long. They don't care about this shit. They don't. All they know is that two heavyweights are fighting. That's the top of their game. That's a Wild is a exciting heavyweight, and then you got AJ that they know from beats and commercials, and his profile is so big now, which it wasn't. I mean, it's just that simple. Nez, let's just make it simple for him. Is Wilder profile and AJ profile bigger than it was in 2019 than it is today?
I agree. More people might know them. Yes.
Very simple. It's just that was the whole argument that their profiles are bigger. More people gonna watch. More people gonna look. More people know about them. There's more eyes. There's more exposure. I don't know how he got lost, but next time I'm gonna take him to school instead of dropping him off at the bus stop.
You may
Shout
feel
out
like it's your
TBV. Smash
time,
that like button. It's free.
but it's not your time.
All right. I'm trying to figure this out. Yes. Now, I don't see Ahmed's fight on pay-per-view, but let me see here. Yeah, this doesn't say pay-per-view. So what I'm talking about is a super chat that came in from Jonathan Sims. It's a $2 super chat, and he says September 18th, 1999, Felix versus Oscar and Prince Nassim versus Sanchez. So Felix versus Oscar was September 19th, and then Sanchez was actually August 19th, from what I am reading. And I will screen share. But I don't know if he was trying to make the point that they both were a pay-per-view on the same day, because they're not even the same day and they both were not pay-per-view. But just showing you that you're wrong. This one was clearly a pay-per-view that broke records. It did 1.4 million buys. No, 2.4 million buys. It said De La Hoya. No, that was De La Hoya Mayweather. It said the bout set pay-per-view record for non-heavyweight with 1.4 million buys, which was broken by De La Hoya and Floyd. But this one obviously was not pay-per-view. So, yeah, I don't know. JB, what up?
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Yep.
Man, shout out to Casual Dub, man, just exposing himself tonight, man. Look, Ness, man, like, look, even though their profiles are bigger, doesn't mean that just means people just know them. That doesn't mean more people will be willing to pay to see them, man. The blemishes that they have occurred, man, over the past years and everything, fucked up the fight, man. I mean, Wilder's last pay-per-view against Hellenius, how many pay-per-view buys it did? 75K? Wilder got this big ass profile and shit like that. Ain't nobody paying to see him fight. How many people was interested when AJ fought the common opponent in Hellenius? Nobody really gave a fuck, and he struggled. He took longer than he should have to get him out of there, man. Both of those guys look like lesser fighters than they were. You know, at the point in time when they were throwing around the fight, before they both took the oath, people actually believed that AJ could beat Wilder. People actually believed that Wilder would stop AJ quickly. And besides, man, there wasn't as many streaming sites like you said before. Back in the day, it was mainly just crack streams, and that shit barely worked half the time, man. So you pretty much had to buy. Nowadays, man, there's so much shit, VPNs and everything that people got going on, man, and all types of super boxes, man. People can watch the fight. So long story short, man, people will definitely steal the fight, or they just won't give a fuck about the fight. That's why I just say, just to be honest, AJ Wilder, man, that shit ain't got nowhere near the buzz no more. And it seems like them niggas really don't want to fight each other anyway, man. So, Dub, man, just let it be that, man. Let's just say the time has passed with that fight right there. Let's hopefully, man, see that they may want to just do cross matchups. Let's say, hopefully, AJ fights Fury and Usyk fights goddamn Wilder. Bring some new intrigue to the heavyweight division. Besides that, man, nobody really interested in seeing them two niggas fight, man. And it definitely won't do as good numbers as what it did once upon a time, man. I'm out, Ness, man. I can't believe C-Dub admitted that shit, man. What we call him? PBC Dub? Casual Dub? What's his new name, man?
Damn. Thank you for calling in, champ. Appreciate it. That's another counterpunch from James Benitez. That's 4 in a row. Drop a bomb. We got LST and Truth. Uh-oh. Do you got a Camaro or a Corvette or a GTO? And he's got a $2 super chat, first super chat, celebrating their first super chat on a live stream with us. He says, Floyd trying to make Showtime all the money they lost with the dead emoji. Optimus Prime, $10. This reminds me, every time Nas drops something hot, Jay-Z drops the same day. I don't remember that. Rocco McBride, $2. PBC reserved the December 9th date before Eddie Hearn. Yeah, you ain't lying. But everybody thought that was for Earl and Crawford. Jonathan Sims, we read his $2 super chat. Looks like we got to everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, and then right again at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Catch me on the next one. That's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Arrivederci.